Last year, Polish power ruled in Leszno. Golob was the last heat hero to lead his nation to a third Speedway World Cup win. 8 nations, 4 events starting here in Gortsov. We move to Kingsland in Great Britain on Monday. The race-off is in Vojens in Denmark next Thursday, and the World Cup final next Saturday, back in Vojens. 8 nations and 4 events starting here in Gortsov. The way it works is the winner is directly through to the final. The second and third place teams go through to the race-off, and the Speedway World Cup champion will be crowned after 3 events in Vojens next Saturday. There we see Gortsov, which was full of rain yesterday, but we're here in the Edward Jansash Stadium with the sunshine here today, which we are pleased to say provides us with a fantastic track, a big crowd, and a lot of expectancy here in Poland for this first event of the Speedway World Cup. And there we see the first team to take to the track here, which is Russia, the finalists last year. They missed out on the bronze medal by just 1 point. The problem they have this time around is no Emil Sayfutinov. His broken arm means he misses the Speedway World Cup, but this is the team that Russia have here in Poland today. Artem Laguta, Rinat Gaforov, Gregory Laguta, the 4-time Russian champion Denis Gitsatulin, and of course Roman Povazny as well. And this is what he thinks about today's event.
Yeah, we're feeling great. Everyone is ready to give 100%, and we tried to go to race off to Vojens, and we're ready to make good result.
That's Roman Povazny. The Czech Republic have never reached a final in the current Grand Prix format. They were qualifiers from Ravensburg in one of the qualifying events that took place earlier this year, and they've targeted a place in the race-off as their goal here in Gortsov today. And the Czech Republic team is as follows here in the Edward Jansash Stadium. Lucas Drimmel, Alice Drimmel, the captain, Martin Malek, one of the Czech Republic riders under the spotlight today, Sam Samota, and Mate Kus as well. And here are the thoughts of Alice Drimmel pre-meeting here in Gortsov.
If I should be realistic, I think, our plan is to go to the last chance to win, so we have to try to beat the Russians today. We know they are pretty good from last year, they surprised, I think, everybody, so now we know what we have to do and just go for it.
The Danish team have won 13 World Cups in the history of this event. Twice they've been crowned Speedway World Cup winners in 2006 and 2008. But there's no Nicky Pedersen in the Danish World Cup squad this time around because of his fractured shoulder. So the Danish team here in Gortsov is Kenneth Bjerre, who rides in Poland here and was here a couple of weeks ago. Niels Christian Iversen, Hans Andersen, the captain, Nikolai Klint, the youngster, and with Nicky Pedersen missing, Bjarne Pedersen is in the Danish side. And here are the thoughts pre-meeting of their skipper, Hans Andersen.
We feel really good. Unfortunately, practice didn't happen, but a good thing, 2 of us right here within the last 2 weeks. So hopefully our little bit of track knowledge we can pass it on.
The defending champions and the clear favourites for this year's Speedway World Cup are the host nation today, Poland. 3 Speedway World Cup wins. Thomas Golob and Jarek Hampel first and second in the GP standings, and Golob is the master of Gortsov. He broke the track record 3 times the last time he rode here, and he's promising fireworks here in Gortsov today. And the very powerful Polish team looks like this. Jarek Hampel, second in the GP standings. Rune Holter, another GP rider. The flying Thomas Golob, the World Championship leader. Adrian Medzinski, who rode in the final last year. And Janusz Kolodze, who impressed everybody in his wild-card appearance in the Grand Prix earlier on. So those are the lineups here for event number 1 here in Gortsov, and here's Golob.
Every guy's in the match working the only last 2 weeks. And the not practice this track and it's probably in the rain. I think this moment is a strong team.
Well, there we see the Polish team making their way around the 329-metre Edward Jansash Stadium here in Gortsov. The sun is shining, the crowds are packed in. It's 11,500 the capacity here, and they're out in force for event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup, and lots of hopes and expectations on the faces of those Polish supporters who are packed in here as we look at the Polish team making their way around to the start-finish straight for the official parade and the national anthems. I've got Mati Zagar alongside me here, Slovenian World Cup Speedway rider. and he's also been in the Grand Prix as well. He's a Gortsov rider here in Poland, and through the course of the event he'll tell us just how the track rides, who to watch, what to look out for, and provide us with his expert analysis on event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup. But I've got to say, Matty, first and foremost, the crowds are packed in here today.
It's absolutely fabulous, I must say. And nothing better for the riders. It's only a shame they didn't have any practice before, but they're all professionals, so they're going to stick with it and hopefully impress the crowd.
I think when you look down at these team lineups today, you are taken straight away by the strength of Poland.
I think so, mate, because you know, everybody's pretty chilled out and relaxed. I spoke with them in the pits before. Everybody's in a good form from number 1 to number 5, so I think they got no real fear to lose today.
Well, it's a very experienced and very powerful Polish lineup, but maybe Denmark could be a team to provide some pressure to the host nation today. And then we've got the battle at the other end. Both the Russian camp and the Czech Republic riders have been quite open in admitting that their goal today is a place in Thursday's race-off, that last chance saloon scenario to make the final in Wojens. 4 events, 8 nations. It all starts here in Gortsov, and it starts with the national anthem of Poland. Well, the huge flag that you could see unfurled behind the riders on the far side actually translates to Big Poland. And they're expecting Poland to be big here in Gortsov today. All the pressure on the host nation, the 3-time Speedway World Cup winners, the defending champions, and no doubt about it, not just the team to beat here today, but the team to beat in this Speedway World Cup event. Might Denmark be a side who could possibly apply some pressure on them today, Matti Zagar?
I think they're going to be maybe just as spoilers a few heats, but I think the battle is going to be for second place maybe, because I think the Czech Republic, they're only going to be spoilers just a point.
Well, this is the lineup for heat number 1. And we see Kenneth Vieri's going to be going for Denmark, Rina Gaforov for Russia. Into heat number 2, Runa Holter and Alice Drimmel, Niels Christian Iversen and Grigory Laguta. And then heat number 3, the battle of the number 3s, Martin Malek. Hans Andersen, the Danish skipper, is out in heat number 3, along with Thomas Golov. That's a race to look forward to. And Adrian Mazinski in heat 4, Sam Samota. And Nikolai Klimt will go for Denmark in the 4th race. And Denis Gitsatulin for Russia. Heat 5 sees Bjarni Pedersen on track for the first time, along with Mate Kus, Roman Pavazny, and Yanis Kolodze, who did make the final in the first Grand Prix of the season as a wild card. Those are the first 5 races here in Gortsov for you. And I suppose that the way that the lineups are put together, Matty, can be a key to how the meeting can unfold, because you want to try and get your stronger riders in races where you might need them to maximise their points. It's an interesting tactical lineup, how they set the teams up in these events.
It is actually, and also I think they got to wait a bit for tactical rides, because we're going to see what gates develop the best positions, and I don't know, maybe some riders struggle with their performance.
Well, all the way through in this first event here in Gortsov, the Russian team will wear the red helmet colour, the Polish team will be in the blue helmet colour, the white helmet colour will be worn by the Czech Republic, and Denmark will be in the yellow helmet colour. The team managers have the opportunity, when they're 6 points behind, to use the tactical joker, which means their rider in that particular race will go for double points. And there's also the opportunity at that part of the meeting, if they want to put a stronger rider onto the track, for argument's sake, if Poland are a few points in arrears, they could elect to use Thomas Golov as a tactical rider, provided they play the joker. Now, the joker is another very interesting aspect of the Speedway World Cup, because if you are struggling in a meeting, Matty, the joker with the double points can allow you to get back into it.
Yes, but of course you need a good rider to develop a win. I think win so you get a double points, otherwise it's pointless. But I think the team managers make a good job and they make the most of it.
Well, the Polish fans are certainly out in force here as the riders make their way back into the pits, and we prepare for heat number 1 here in Gortsov. Of course, the meeting was postponed yesterday because of heavy rain. The track was deemed unraceable, and it was a good decision because it rained through the night here in Poland. But we were told yesterday, Matty, that it's a track that drains very well. And when you look at the surface here today, you wouldn't know there'd been so much rain. It looks in fantastic condition, the track, and certainly no complaints for either of the riders.
Exactly. I think the track looks immaculate, to be honest. And yeah, it was raining 3 days before, non-stop. So I think all the riders have brilliant track to race for, and we can have really, really good heats for the crowd and for us as well.
When we sit here just by the tapes, it's a long run, isn't it, into the first corner, and you look at the surface there as a Gortsov rider, which you are, of course, here in the Polish Extraliga. That track looks about as good as it could be.
Exactly. For the league match, normally they make it a little bit more whippy, but probably because of the weather conditions, they didn't want to risk it. They left it like it is. Rain done its job. It's consistently watered. There's going to be no dry patches. And of course, as you said, the way to the first corner is quite long for this size of the track, but that's good.
And what about these supporters here? Because I said to you, well, we're just about full. It's over 11,000 the capacity here for a speedway meeting. They're packed in today, but you say to me, when you come here for a league meeting for Gortsov, it's exactly the same. The Polish supporters love their speedway. They've got their hats on. They're wearing their colours. They're looking forward to this today. They've got the sunshine, and they've got a fantastic meeting in prospect as well.
They really love it. You can see that, and they're faithful fans. So I'm glad they got fans like this.
Well, there we see the Russian rider for heat number 1. Artem Laguta, who will wear the red helmet in the first race. Very, very easy to spot the respective nations in the Speedway World Cup, because unlike the Grand Prix, the riders never change the colour of helmet. It'll be red for Russia, blue for Poland, white for the Czech Republic, and yellow for Denmark, and they've all got their special race suits on as well. We see the red, white and blue race suit there of Russia, the red and white trim with black for Denmark, with Hans Andersen and Nikolai Klint just looking on as Kenneth Bier, who's been in fantastic form all around the world in the world of Speedway this season, prepares to come on track for Denmark in the first. With no Nicky Pedersen, there's maybe a little bit more pressure on the likes of Bier and Everson to back up Hans Andersen.
I think everybody's got more pressure because obviously their top riders not over here, so it's also the lack of exchanging opinions about the track and everything. It's always good if you have a top man, but it's sport, that's the way it went, and I'm sure they're going to put their best effort to make it better.
Very, very colourful scene inside this Edward Jansash Stadium in Gortsov for event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup, and we've talked a lot about Thomas Golob and how fast he is around this particular race circuit. Well, he broke the track record 3 times in Gortsov's meeting against Wroclaw, but the man who had the track record before that is Jarek Hampel, and he's out for Poland. And in this first heat, the first heat of the first of 4 Speedway World Cup events. We're at Kingston, remember, on Monday, and then off to Denmark for the race-off on Thursday. The last chance saloon for these riders, and the World Cup final 6 days away next Saturday. So the riders here at tapes, right down below us here for heat number 1. We just see a bit of gardening at the tapes for Kenneth Bier, the Danish rider, in his yellow helmet. And let's take a look at the lineup for heat number 1 then. On the inside is the rider in blue, Jarek Hampel from Poland. Then Lucas Trimble, he's in the white helmet from the Czech Republic. Artem Laguta in red off gate 3 for Russia. And off the outside in the yellow helmet, Kenneth Bier for Denmark. And Bier's got an awfully long way to go from my vantage point here, Matty Zekar, to get to that first turn.
But I think he's got a bit of advantage because the gate 4, when it's a lot of water, it just stays in there. So I think it's going to get a lot of drive in it. I think gate 1 or gate 4 is the best.
Okay, so let's see. Matty Zekar says that Kenneth Bier in the yellow helmet might just have a slight advantage for this first heat here in Gortsov at the Speedway World Cup in 2010. Engine draw, the tape drive. Bier makes a flyer from the outside and gets to the first turn in front of Jarek Hampel. Matty Zekar called it exactly right. Bier speeds away down the back straight, chased in second place by the Polish rider Hampel. Coming through in white on the inside is Lucas Trimble for the Czech Republic, and tailed off at the back is the rider in red, Artem Laguta from Russia. Now all of a sudden, Jarek Hampel is hot on the heels of Bier. Bier charging down the back
I
straight.
think Dribble just passed the white line with both wheels, so I think he might get a clue for that.
We'll take a look at that in a second as Bier speeds Myers down the home straight. Jarek Campbell right on his exhaust bike, looking for a big burst around the outside. Bier pulls away. Campbell speeds down the back straight and lines him up for a pass. Coming around the third and fourth turn. Bier holds the inside line. Hampel with all the speed tries the outside. The Dane shuts the door. Hampel's going to try again. Around the first and second turns he goes. Bier just manages to pull slightly away. Hampel so quick down the far side. Hampel with a big blast around the outside in heat number 1. Kenneth Bier just manages to hold the inside line. Holds off Jarek Hampel. Fantastic first heat. Kenneth Bier had to work so hard to hold off the charging Jarek Hampel.
Yes, Hampel had a good speed all the way through the 4 laps. But Kenneth Bier took advantage of the best gate position, obviously.
Well, it wasn't a Polish win, it was a Danish win, but it doesn't quieten the crowd. And here's the official result then for heat number 1. Kenneth Bier first, 3 points for Denmark. Jarek Hampel second, 2 points for Poland. A point for Drimmel and the Czech Republic in third. And Leguta, 0 points. He was at the back. So a good start there for the Danes. And if we look at the progressive totals after the first heat of this event here in Gortsov, Denmark lead the way from Poland, the Czech Republic and Russia. And there's Kenneth Bier just getting a pat on the backside from his captain, Hans Andersen. The perfect start for Denmark, Matti Seegaard.
Exactly, as I said, from gate 4, bang. He's going inside, everything's in place. Yeah, as we see, all the way to the corner, see front wheel lifting a bit, clamp them down. Thank you very much. Hamlin got it to it too, a bit. Yeah, but Kenneth Bier, he might be a bit lacking speed later on because Hampel was really on him. But maybe instead of the fight just to make a good start, really.
Well, he's certainly happy with himself, Kenneth Bier. We do know. Well, we are just hearing here. We're just hearing here that, as you called mid-race, Matti, Lucas Drimmel crossed the white line, and Lucas Drimmel has, at the end of the race, been excluded for doing that. So we have got a different result to heat number 1, following the decision of Jim Lawrence, our referee. Matti Seegaard did see it, that he did mention earlier in that race that he thought that Lucas Drimmel had put both wheels over the white line. If you do that, it leads to an exclusion. So there's 0 points for the Czech Republic, and the result now for heat number 1 is this: Kenneth Bier with 3 points, Jarek Hampel with 2, Artem Leguta for Russia gets a point, Lucas Drimmel excluded. You called that spot on.
I didn't see it, as I said before, but I did feel for Lucas because obviously nobody had practice, so they have no track knowledge. He's just got put out, I think, the way that the white line goes from the event forward. So obviously he crossed it with both wheels. It's not allowed.
It's an interesting point that you make there, because of the weather there wasn't any practice. Maybe that's something that might have been ironed out by the riders had they had the opportunity to take a skid around the track beforehand.
Yeah, I'm sure that he won't make the same mistake twice, man.
Okay, so it does mean the fact that Denmark still lead the way with 3 points after 1 race. Poland have 2. Russia now have 1, despite Leguta coming last in the first race. And the exclusion for the Czech Republic means that they are on 0 points after the opening race here in Gorshov, as Niels Christian Iversen and Denmark make their way to the tapes for heat number 2, with Poland trying to cut into this early lead that Denmark have managed to form with that opening heat victory for the pocket rocket Kenneth Bier. So we'll take a look at the lineup for heat number 2. So here's the lineup then for the second race here in Gortsov, heat number 2. On the inside is the rider in red from Russia, Rinat Gaforov. In blue off gate 2 is Rune Holte from Poland. Alice Drimmel from the Czech Republic wears white. He's off gate 3, and off the outside, Niels Christian Iversen in yellow, a gate that worked very well for Kenneth Bier in the first one.
Yes, will be interesting to see what Niels can do from gate 4.
So let's see if Denmark can make it 2 out of 2. Iversen on the outside, the gate that worked very well for Kenneth Bier in the first one. Engine draw, start marshal moves away. There's a bit of movement at the start from the Polish rider, and Iversen has missed the start. Flying into the first bend goes Rune Holte, but cutting back up the inside is the Russian Rinat Gaforov. And all of a sudden Iversen, the Danish rider, has got a lot of work to do from third place in yellow. So Gaforov leads in red, and flying up the inside Holter, the Grand Prix star, so fast around these big tracks in Poland. Holter leads in blue. Gaforov second for Russia in red. Iversen third in yellow for Denmark, and tailed off at the back is Alice Trimmel for the Czech Republic. And Rune Holter, Matti Zagar, is going to take some catching from there.
Exactly, again, good spin, very good trick in a third and fourth pin, and now he's leading. So I think he's going to win this one.
So Holter with a commanding lead. Gaforov, the Russian rider, in second place. Niels Christian Iversen just trying to close the gap. The Danish rider in yellow in third. And Alice Trimmel tailed off at the back. And there's nobody going to stop Rune Holter. He's speeding clear down the back straight here in Goldsoff. Around the final bend. Here's the checkered flag. The first win of the afternoon for the Polish team. It comes in the form of Rune Holter. Gaforov in second. Iversen settles for third. And Trimmel for the Czech Republic at the back.
I'm surprised how slick the track is, really, because it was raining so much last 3 days and now it just seems dust all over. It will be interesting to see Mr. Golub on this track now.
So here's the official result then for heat number 2. Rune Holter won it, 3 points for Poland. Gaforov for Russia, second and 2 points for them. A point for Denmark. Niels Christian Iversen was third, and Alice Trimmel finishing at the back. So the scores now after 2 races here. Poland have taken the lead on 5 points. Denmark in second with 4. Russia with 3. And the Czech Republic still yet to trouble the scorers. And Holter, who didn't quite make the start, was headed into the first turn by Gaforov, but he was so quick, Matti Zagar, when he finally got the wheels in line. Talk us through it.
Yes, Rune didn't make the best of the start, but kind of messed it up in the first corner. But then, obviously, I must say, because he was riding for this club 2 or 3 years ago, and he was here 2 years, so obviously he knows the track well. Russian guy, Gaforov, got caught up in second corner a bit, and obviously Holter took advantage of that. But we see here Kenneth Bear a bit desperate for it because he saw his partner, and he was interested in to make the win.
Well, there we see Rune Holter just discussing 1 or 2 things in the pits area here at Goldsoff with the rest of the Poland team. And we get the first view of the afternoon of Hans Andersen, the Danish captain, making his way around to tapes. And a full house here at the Edward Jansash Stadium. The track at the moment looks fantastic.
It's fantastic, but I think it's a bit too slick, to be honest. It's not really perfect for racing, I think. But the guys are going to get the setups right, and hopefully we can get some more passing.
Well, Poland and Denmark are certainly the 2 heavyweights in this particular event, heat number 1 of the Speedway World Cup in 2010. They've won the last 5 Speedway World Cup tournaments. Between them, Poland have won it 3 times in the last 5 years. Denmark have won it twice. But Russia have made a pretty decent start to this meeting as well. 3 points after 2 races, and they're hot on the heels of the big 2. Here's the lineup then for heat number 3. Off the inside in red is Gregory Laguta for Russia. Martin Malik of the Czech Republic, still waiting for their first points. He's off gate 2 in white. Hans Andersen, the Danish captain, yellow helmet off 3. And Thomas Golob, a man who broke the track record 3 times in the last Polish Extraliga meeting on this track against Wroclaw. He's on the outside in yellow, and Matti Zagar said a few minutes ago, you watched Thomas Golob go around this track. Yeah. Let's wait and see. Golob, the World Championship leader, the talisman of Polish Speedway, off the outside in the blue helmet colour for Poland. And Golob made a flyer. Golob gets to the first turn, collides with Hans Andersen. Golob with a big off. And then there's another collision on the far side, again involving Hans Andersen and Gregory Laguta, who completely lost his balance. Golob is picking himself up and looks particularly unhappy with the whole situation. And the good news is that Laguta, the Russian rider, is also up on his feet on the far side. What happened here, Matti?
It was just the first man punch, I think. Just everybody wanted to be in the first place. We see Golob coming up the gate. He tried to climb desperately Hans, but Hans obviously didn't let it go and give a bit of a push to Golob, and he knocked him down.
I suppose you do get very hard first corners in a big event like this. Thomas Golob is still on his knees on the track. He just gets to his feet now, and there is the decision from the referee, Jim Lawrence, his first Ben punching, and all 4 back in for the rerun of heat number 3. We just see him there do a complete 360, which can be nasty.
It can be nasty if you get on the back of the side of your head, then you can bang your head pretty badly. But I think because, you know, track is a bit slick, so he couldn't handle it, so just laid it down.
What we do know about Hans Andersen, we've seen it during Speedway World Cup events in the past, in Grand Prix as well. He's not afraid to ride the tough first turn, and we saw it there. It's going to be a very competitive meeting, it's going to be a very competitive event, and it's not going to be for the faint-hearted, this, is it?
Nobody wants to shut off before the first corner, because straight away you get a lot last position, so everybody's kind of settling in and trying to get the best spot before the corner.
See the crowd applauding Thomas Golov as he makes his way down the pits entrance to take a look at the bike. As we just see the instance again, Hans Andersen clearly got to the first corner first, just seemed to flick the back end out, which caught Golov, and then on the exit to the corner, Andersen managed to collect Laguta as well, who went face first into the air fence on the far side. There we see the 360 from Thomas Golov. Not much of an impact really, quickly back on his feet and okay.
It's nice to see when it's just a small crash, because otherwise it can get really nasty and you don't want to ride it into the...
Seems to manage to be able to get off the bike pretty quickly, which is very important in that kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. But as I said before, you know, the track would be a little bit more grip here. I think would be no pressure over here, because obviously Golov wouldn't stay up and he could stay on and maybe make a good pass on hands later on.
Got to say though, Matty, before we saw that particular incident, Andersen had made a cracking start for Denmark, hadn't he? Managed to get his nose in front going into the first turn, and as you say, on a track that's quite slick, the starts are going to be very important today.
Exactly, but I think all the days are pretty good on slick, so I think for the poles would be a little bit better if it would be a little bit more grip, I think.
Polish supporters out in force today. One or two running repairs in the pits for Thomas Golov, and we can get down to the pits and get some reaction to for the first time today from Steve Brandon.
Thomas Kaczynski, not the start Thomas was looking for.
No, definitely not. It was really tight first corner, and three of the boys went down. Luckily, Thomas is all right, and we keep going.
Shaken and stirred, but okay to go again.
Definitely.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
That's the manager of Thomas Golov, just talking down there to Steve Brandon, saying that he's perfectly okay and will be okay to carry on. We saw a bit of work just being done to the bike. What kind of things, Matty, will the mechanics check over when you've had that kind of off in a race here?
I think it's just a case of checking the clutch levers and grips on the handlebar, because if you damage them, obviously you don't have the perfect grip to hold the bike. But I see everything's all right as we see Golov working on his bike.
What makes him so good around this particular track? We see him at Bydgoszcz and he flies around there. We see him at Leszno and he flies around there. He's brilliant at Torun as well. But this is his home track now in the Extraliga. 3 track records the previous time he rode here. Quite clearly the track suits him. What makes him so fast and so good on this particular racetrack?
To be honest, I think it's just Thomas. You know, anywhere he goes, he rides good. Either it's a league match in Sweden, in Poland, or on GPs. He's going good everywhere, so that's perfect for him.
I wonder as well whether this is going to be the year that Golov wins a Grand Prix for the first time. He's been in them for long enough. He leads the way at the halfway stage. Wants to win the World Cup, of course, for Poland. He's done it 3 times already. Wants to win that Grand Prix as well. Is there an extra edge to Thomas Golov this year?
I think he's got it this year, you know, and he really worked hard for it. And obviously, when you see him ride like this, nobody can stop him. There were 2 riders in the World Championship only. One from Aussie, Lee Adams, but he finished too quickly. I think if you ask me, he could continue in the Grand Prix and maybe get a victory in the end. But Thomas is still in it. He's in a good position right now. He's just got to keep it going.
I think one rider that got kind of lost and forgotten about in that collision was Gregory Laguta, the Russian rider, who, if anything, the impact that he had into the safety fence, into the air fence on the far side, was slightly more dramatic than Thomas Golov's, because he caught the grip and went straight on into the air fence. We're pleased to see that he's at the pitch gate preparing to come out for the rerun of heat number 3 as well. At the moment, the progressive scores look like this. Poland lead the way with 5 points. 4 points in second place at Denmark. Russia have got 3 and the Czech Republic are yet to score. And in this one we've got Gregory Laguta for Russia, Martin Malek for the Czech Republic, Hans Andersen for Denmark, the man that caused the fall for Thomas Golov. And Golov off the outside. The girls with the flags are in good spirits, as they always are, waiting for the return of the prodigal son, the Polish superstar Thomas Golov, to make his way round to tapes for the rerun of heat number 3. As we see Hans Andersen, who looked to try and make the similar jet-propelled start that we saw the first time this race was run. So this is the lineup again then for heat number 3. Laguta in red off the inside for Russia, Malek for the Czech Republic in white off gate 2, Hans Andersen for Denmark, the Danish skipper, yellow helmet off gate 3, and Thomas Golov with Poland leading the way so far on 5 points. He's wearing the blue helmet colour, and he goes from the outside, a gate that worked very well for Kenneth Bier in heat number 1, but not so well for Niels Christian Iversen in heat number 2. And we wait and see just how Anderson and Golob managed to navigate the first and second bends here.
Now, you know, it's a riding line, so it might get a bit slicker, but we're going to see what Golob does.
Here we go then. Start Marshall moves away. The concentration on the face of Thomas Golob, and Hans Andersen next to him as well. And Andersen's made another good start. This time Golob though manages to get his nose in front. Thomas Golob tries to sweep around the outside of Laguta. Andersen relegated to third. Poland lead, but Thomas Golob in blue. Here comes Hans Andersen trying to blast around the outside of Gregory Laguta, the Russian rider in red, and he comes back up the inside. It's an excellent move by the Danish skipper, and it takes him through to second place, but Golob's away. Laguta not finished. The two of them wheel to wheel down the back straight, with Malek tailed off in white for the Czech Republic at the back in heat number 3. Golob, though, is flying clear.
He is back. He's just showing his form. Anywhere he rides, it's just going good. He's showing some fast lines around here. Andersen is really, he's not in the bad place, really. He's following it in, but obviously Golob's in the first place, so nobody can take it away.
Andersen's giving chase. Not many people managed to catch Thomas Golob from the back, particularly around these big sweeping tracks in Poland. He's clear of Andersen. Golob leads into the third and fourth bends, the final bends of the race. Andersen in second in yellow. Third place is Laguta for Russia. It's a wheelie to celebrate for Thomas Golob, who had to be careful because Hans Andersen was closing rapidly on the line.
Yeah, I think Golob was just playing around before the end. He knew he had it under control, so he just made a wheelie for the fans. I think that was all. But I'm amazed how the track's slick. It's so slick, unbelievable.
So let's take a look at the official result then for heat number 3, the rerun of heat number 3. A win for the rider in blue, Thomas Golob, 3 points for him, 2 points in second place for Hans Andersen. Laguta for Russia with a point in third place and nothing for the Czech Republic, who is still yet to score. Poland lead the way with 8 points, Denmark on 6, and Russia in contention on 4 points. As we see Thomas Golob put his cap back on in the Polish pit, and Matej Zagar can talk us through heat number 3.
Yes. Golob made a better start of it before, or Andersen made a worse one, I don't know really. But anyway, Golob made a front. And then we saw just a pass from Hans. Came underneath Laguta. I'm surprised Laguta didn't return the favor coming out of the second bend, because he was in a good position to make the wheels in line and pass Andersen again.
It's interesting because Golob was away and clear, but Andersen in second place did look quite quick, didn't he, when he was chasing him down?
Yeah. First 2 laps, Golob was really going for it, and then we saw he was just, I think he was just playing around, mate.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
When you've got that ability, you can sometimes play around.
We can see he's changing ignition already, so that just shows how the track is so slick.
So we maybe indicate there, Matty, that he's not quite got the bike set up how he'd like it.
Yeah, maybe towards the end he was spinning a bit too much, so I think it's just going to take some things on the bike to make it more forward.
Well, the riders coming out now onto the track here in Gorchov for heat number 4. Poland lead the way with 8 points, the Danes have 6, Russia 4, and the Czech Republic are finding it hard out there, yet to score.
It is very hard for them, and we thought it's going to be like this. I spoke with them before the meeting. Nobody really rode here much, so they were pretty nervous, and I don't know, it's just not working for them. But as I said, they're going to be spoilers to maybe some heats if they're going to take points from better guys, but I think the competition is going to be with the Russians and Denmark.
Just take a look at Nikolai Klint over there. It's quite clearly got a problem with his bike on the far side, Matty.
I reckon it's not a problem, it's just adjusting the back chain after practice start, because you have no practice, so the chain is not, when you lubricate the chain, it's a bit tighter, and then you make a practice start, it goes a bit loose. So I think they just made some adjustments to make sure that the chain doesn't go wrong.
He's only got about 30 seconds to get around to tapes, with the 2-minute warning well and truly underway here. Nikolai Klint making his way round to the tapes for heat number 4. The lineup on the inside, excuse me, is Adrian Mazinski in blue for the leaders Poland, Sam Samota in white off gate 2, Nikolai Klint for Denmark off gate 3 in yellow, and Denis Gitsatulin, the man that's won the Russian Championship 4 times, in red off the outside. And we'll see if those adjustments that have been made to Nikolai Klint's back wheel.
We're going to see the inside gates making advantage because the shadow is coming.
Okay, let's wait and see. Maczynski for Poland off the inside in the blue helmet colour, and he's made an absolute flyer. Klint's done well though, and Nikolai Klint gets the first turn first. Maczynski found his way blocked by the man in red, Gitsatulin, and the Polish rider at the moment is in third place. Denmark lead with Nikolai Klint in yellow. Gitsatulin in red just loses balance going around the turn, and that enables the Polish rider Maczynski to come through into second place, and tailed off again at the back is Sam Samota in the white helmet for the Czech Republic. Denmark lead, Poland second, Russia third, and at the back the Czech Republic, and Nikolai Klint almost in what Lucas dribbled in the first race.
He almost crossed the white line again.
Almost, very, very close.
Competition for the first place. Gitsatulin's giving it a chase.
You can almost put a blanket over the three riders here. Gitsatulin tries the big blast around the outside of Maczynski. Has he got the drive to get there? The Russian found himself with nowhere to go as Maczynski shut the door. Klint's not clear. Here comes Gitsatulin again round the outside on the final lap. Klint leads for Denmark. Maczynski in second for Poland. Gitsatulin applying the pressure in third for Russia. Klint's going to win it. 3 points for the Danes. And Maczynski just able to hang on to that second place, and 2 points for Poland, with a spirited charge in third by the Russian rider Denis Gitsatulin. Nikolai Klint very, very happy with that victory for Denmark, which just moves them that little bit nearer to the Polish team, who currently lead this first event in the Speedway World Cup. Here's the result of heat number 4. A win for Nikolai Klint, Maczynski for Poland in second, Gitsatulin third for Russia, and Samota another blank for the Czech Republic. So that means that Poland now have 10 points, Denmark a point behind them on 9, Russia with 5, and the Czech Republic yet to score. As we see a bit of advice being passed on by Nikolai Klint to Bjarne Pedersen. And Matti Zagar can talk us through the race.
Maczynski made a great jump, but then just messed it up in the first bend. And then I think Gitsatulin had great speed all over 4 laps. So I'm surprised he finished third, but he had just no option to go through. He made a terrible mistake we're going to see hopefully later in third and fourth bend when he drifted out. Not over here. Yeah, we just see how much speed he had. But the lap before, he nearly caught Nikolai Klint's back wheel, Gitsatulin. That's why Maczynski passed it.
Had to shut off though there, didn't he, Matty? Because all of a sudden Maczynski shut the door and he got nowhere to go. The safety fence was looming.
Yes, exactly. It's a smart way to do it, otherwise you finish in defence, mate.
He's got a big role to play, hasn't he, today? Because there's no Nicky Pedersen in this Danish World Cup squad. He's got the fractured shoulder and the concussion from the crash here in Poland. So Klint's in the side, and he's got to try and fill a big pair of shoes that Nicky Pedersen would be a vital member of this Danish team.
Every point really counts in this competition, so there's no lack of ambition in each heat, so everybody's giving 100% back. We see a better adjustments for the next heat, so obviously it's
seeing a bit of an adjustment there for Janis Kolodze, who was very impressive in the opening Grand Prix of the season at Leszno when he reached the final as a wild card, and he loves these big tracks in Poland as Kolodze. He's out for Poland in this one as we see Matej Kus, the Russian rider, making his way to the tapes. As we are ready here for heat number 5. After this heat, all of the riders in the team will have had one ride on this track here at Gortsov. And the lineup for heat number 5, on the inside in yellow is Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark. Next to him from the Czech Republic, Matej Kus in white. In red is Roman Poważny off gate 3, and Kolodze for Poland off the outside in the blue helmet colour. And as Matti Zagar mentioned before, heat number 4, the inside gates now are probably going to start to work out a little bit better.
Yes, as Maczynski before, he made a great jump. It was just his mistake that he messed it up in the first bend. But I think Kolodze can make a pretty good run because, as we can see, he went towards the fence, really towards the fence. So I think he's going to get a good shot out of that.
Riders ready then for heat number 5. With Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark off that favoured inside gate. Poland just with the edge so far. Good start by Pedersen. Charging though from the outside is Kolodze, who makes a fantastic start from gate 4. He leads for Poland in the blue helmet down the back straight. Bjarne Pedersen in yellow in second place for Denmark. The red helmet of Roman Poważny in third, and Kus in the Czech Republic is at the back again, and it's been a sorry start to this meeting so far for the Czech Republic. The big guns out the front. In the blue helmet, in the lead for Poland is Janis Kolodze, and Bjarne Pedersen is now under a bit of pressure from Roman Poważny behind him. And he's away and clear is Kolodze, and I don't think Matti Zagar, they're going to catch him from there.
No, there's no way. He's got great speed from the side, and also later he's pulling away
Quite a lot of dust on the track as well at the moment, which is making life difficult for one or two spectators inside the stadium. No such problems though for Janis Kalodze, who leads going down the back straight. Second place for Denmark, Bjarne Pedersen. Third in red for Russia, Pavashnik. And that's the way it's going to finish. 3 more points for Poland, 2 for Denmark, a point for Russia, and still no points for a very disgruntled and dispirited looking Czech Republic side. There's confirmation of the win for Janis Kalodze, who is very, very hard to beat around these big tracks here in Poland. The result of Heat 5, Kalodze wins it for the Poles, 3 points for him. Pedersen second for Denmark, Pavashnik third for Russia, and Kuss stringing up the rear for the Czech Republic. All of that means that Poland have 13 points after 5 races, Denmark in second with 11, Russia with 6, and the Czech Republic already looking like they've got a really difficult task on their hands to even qualify for the race-off. And here we see Kalodze absolutely charge out of gate number 4.
Yes, gate 4 still got some bullets to shoot, and obviously one of them was Janis Kalodze. He took advantage of that bit of grip on the fence and just planted everybody down. Here we see Bjarne trying to get it in the front, but Kalodze was just way in the front of the gate. And then later on he had no problem. The bike was fully good. I think he's got no reason to change anything in the bike. We see Thomas Golob looking at his teammates.
Well, the Polish riders have won 3 of the first 4 races of this Speedway World Cup event, and Poland at the moment have the lead. Well, we've got some track work being done at the moment. We've got the 2 tractors going around the racetrack here. The one thing that is very noticeable, Matti Zagar, is the amount of dust. Yesterday, it was soaking wet here. We were told overnight the track drains very well. It's very, very dusty now in the sunshine here in Gortsov in the afternoon.
Yeah, I think...
Of the afternoon here in Gortsov. So, you're a Gortsov rider. If you're part of that Danish team meeting down there, what are you saying about the setup of your bike to make it go forward as quick as it can on this particular track?
Yeah, basically everybody's just sharing opinions, you know, how to make the bike move forward, because obviously when you're spinning, you're going nowhere. And also, it's very important what to do in the first corner, because first corner, when it's so slick, you can get carried away too much, you know. And then the guys cut back, and you're in the back position. So the main thing is to keep together and just ride it like you stole it, man.
It's an interesting thing there that Nikolai Klim kind of admitted that the Danish team don't feel they can beat Poland here today. That they've got to beat Poland on Saturday at Vojens in the World Cup final, which is their own track in their own backyard, where maybe they've got a slight advantage with the Poles having an advantage today. But does that surprise you that a rider at this stage of a meeting would kind of say, look, we're riding for second place already, because they're only a couple of points behind and they have won a couple of races already?
It sounded a bit funny, yeah, but anyway, I think Poland's a bit shocked today because of track preparation, because obviously nobody had practice. It was a lot of rain. Now we got a lot of beautiful day with the sunshine. The tracks got really hard and slick, so that's why I think Poland is not very dominant. But, and also, if we check the statistics now, Poland had the best positions. They only had like gate positions. They had gate 1 and gate 4 3 times. So I think when the gate positions change, maybe Denmark could be in a better position. Hopefully, for the fans and everybody, we can get a good race, maybe until the last race. But Poland's favourites, but I think, as I said before, the track can really trick them out.
Is there almost a feeling today, Matty, that if somebody is going to beat the Polish team on their own track, it's going to be today with this kind of surface and the Danish team here are quick from the start?
Exactly, that's the only possibility. Otherwise, I think it would be just over and done.
Well, there we see Jan Stekman, the Danish team manager, just offering 1 or 2 words of advice in the pits as Janis Kalodze, the Pole who looked very, very quick in the previous heat, heat number 5. He's got 2 on the trot here. He actually looked as fast as anybody out there, didn't he, Kalodze?
Yes, he did. It's going to be interesting to see now. There's a lot of water on the track. Of course, the setup will change. So, from what gate position is Kalodze?
Kalodze is going to be coming off the inside in blue.
Okay, that's good for him actually, because I think if we have gate number 3 or gate number 4 now, would be a bit of a disadvantage.
Is there a feeling in your mind on a day like this that you don't really want to be in the race just after the watering, that you maybe want to heat to settle the track down a wee bit?
Well, mate, you just gotta get on with it. It's not, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do it. It's a job, it's professional thing. You love to race bikes, and any conditions, you just got to face with them and try to be the best.
Well, Hans Andersen certainly looked fast in his first race, despite only finishing second to Thomas Golob. He's out for Denmark in this one. And I would think it's in the mind of Jan Steckman that they don't want to allow the Polish team to open up too much of a lead, that they want to keep them within striking distance. Here's the lineup then for heat number 6, with Poland leading the way. They're in the inside with Kolodze in blue in this one, heat number 6. Anderson in yellow for Denmark off gate 2. Sam Samota in white for the Czech Republic, still waiting for their first points. He's on gate 3, and off the outside for Russia in the red helmet is Artem Laguta, the rider who profited from Lucas Drimmel crossing the white line and being excluded in heat number 1. So Poland have this 2-point cushion, 13 for them, 11 for Denmark, as we move into heat number 6 of this opening round of the Speedway World Cup in Poland. Tate tries. Good start from the outside by the number 1 for Russia, Artem Laguta. He gets the first turn in front of Kolodze. Hans Andersen in third, and tailed off at the back for the Czech Republic is Sam Samota. What a fantastic start that was from the outside by Artem Laguta for Russia. Kolodze not really making many inroads into his lead at this particular stage. Anderson waiting for any kind of mistake in third place for Denmark, and the Czech Republic in the black. What a fantastic start from the outside by Laguta.
I'm surprised Laguta made a really brilliant start, and now he's showing really good speed. Anderson in the first race, he was fast, but now he's struggling in the third position. He can't get really no contact. Also Kolodze looked fabulous, and now he's in the second position.
Anderson's going backwards for Denmark, if anything. It's Russia that lead the way here in heat number 6. Artem Laguta with a lap to go. Kolodze not finished yet. Here comes the pole. Into the first and second bend. He's going to give it all he can on this final lap of the race and wind it on, and he's certainly catching Laguta. Anderson will have to settle for third. And I don't think Kolodze is going to be able to find a way through. A little glance over his shoulder from Laguta. The first heat win of the afternoon for Russia. Poland in second, Denmark third, and the Czech Republic in last place again. Well, that really was a fantastic start from the outside by Artem Laguta that surprised everybody, because how fast Kolodze looked in the first heat, you would have made him the big favourite to win that. There's the official result. 3 points for Laguta, 2 for Kolodze, a point in third for Anderson, and Samota 0 for coming last. Poland still lead on 15, Denmark now 3 behind on 12. Russia have closed up slightly to 9 with that win, and the Czech Republic still to score. There is the man at the moment for Russia, Artem Laguta, and here's his start, Matti Segar.
Yeah, here we go. Do not underestimate nobody. He made a perfect start from gate 4, just clamped everybody down and just went. Here we go, all the way to the first corner. I'm surprised Kolodze didn't make a better one from gate 1, because obviously water ring make it a bit slippery from gate 4, but just Artem made a better start and just led the way all the way through. He's a young guy and very light. I think that's why I think he made a good start and just went on these big conditions.
One of the finalists last year were Russia, just missed out on the bronze medal by 1 point. They were led, of course, then by Emil Saifutinov. And as we talk about Nicky Pedersen not being available for Denmark for the Grand Prix, the absence of Saifutinov is an even bigger blow to the Russian team.
It is, actually, because he was a star in the Grand Prix and everywhere else as well. So for sure it would make the meeting more and more interesting and intense in the end, I think. But everybody's giving their best shot. I think the Russians have got their heads back together and they want to be in the second position, I think.
Artem Laguta is the only member of the Russian team on show here in Kortsov today who didn't ride in the World Cup final last year. Gaforov, Navazny, Gitsatulin and Gregory Laguta all rode in that final. Saifutinov was the 5th member of the Russian team, and had they got a bit of a rub of the green, they might just have managed to get a bronze medal, but they couldn't do. We now focus though on heat number 7, as Thomas Golob just takes a look at that cut on his elbow from that spill he had in heat number 3. Here's the lineup for heat number 7. On the inside in blue for Poland is Jarek Hampel. Nikolai Klint, who was so good for Denmark in his opener, wears the yellow helmet off gate 2. White off gate 3 for the Czech Republic is Matej Kus, and Rinat Gaforov for Russia will try and emulate what Artem Laguta managed to do in the previous race and get a flyer from gate number 4.
Now again we have Polish team in gate 1 and Russian team on gate 4, so different riders will be interesting what they make of it.
Interesting what Denmark can do off gate 2, because Anderson didn't get away in the last one at all.
Exactly, and Nikolai Klint won the first race, so he's got confidence on the high, so we see how it goes.
Certainly seemed confident when we heard from him, Nikolai Klint, in the pits a few moments ago. Poland have a 3-point lead over Denmark at the moment after 6 races. The Russians are in third. We're ready now for heat number 7. By draw. Bit of movement at the start from Nikolai Klint, who gets to the first corner first. The red lights are on, and I'm not surprised about that. Just managed to jump the start, didn't he, Nikolai Klint? And Jim Lawrence, the referee, had no choice but to stop it.
Yeah, it was a big tension on the start. Obviously, Nikolai was desperate to repeat his first hit form, so obviously jumped the start, all 4 riders nothing back, nobody touched it. And,
here we see it, Matty.
Yeah.
Had 2 or 3 goes, in fact, didn't he?
Yeah, he's done it twice, actually, because normally when you make a jump and you pull it back, the referee let it go. So he was really on fire, I must say, at the start.
That's what happens when you've got Jarek Hampel on your inside. You're under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, you make it or break it. Exactly.
And he's gone straight back to the pits, as Nikolai Klint, to have a word with Ollie Olsen. And I think he's just had a bit of tinkering done to that back wheel again. He's not necessarily too confident in the setup he's got. Worked for him first time, but just tinkering with 1 or 2 bits here and there.
I think mechanics are just making sure everything is on the right spot, nothing else really.
So round come the 4 riders for the rerun of heat number 7. And Nikolai Klint, who did get away remarkably well from the tapes with a bit of rolling, is going to line up off gate 2 next to Jarek Hampel with Cuse in white.
And normally in a run-up or rerun, it works the other way around. I think it's going to be last now, because it's always when you make a start like this in a rerun, many times it happens the other way.
Mati Segar, the Slovenian World Cup rider, with us here today in the Edward Jansash Stadium here in Gortsov, which is just about full, over 11,000 spectators crammed in, all waving their Polish scarves and wearing their hats and enjoying the day. And Poland holding the lead. Hampel, Klint, Cuse, Gaforov. You line up for heat number 7 here in Gortsov. Takes ride. Klint's made another good start. Nikolai Klint's going to lead into the first corner for Denmark. Sweeping round the outside goes Matej Cuse, and Jarek Hampel is in 3rd place. And it's the Czech Republic that lead down the back straight. Matej Cuse, they've not scored a point so far today. Klint under pressure. Jarek Hampel manages to blast around Nikolai Klint coming down the home straight. Next on the agenda is Matej Cuse, and look how fast Hampel is.
I think Hampel's going to get it.
Jarek Hampel was like a rocket ship down the back straight, and Poland lead. Cuse in 2nd for the Czech Republic. Nikolai Klint 3rd for Denmark. And tailed off at the back, the rider in red, Reed Gaforov. But the speed we saw there down the back straight from Jarek Hampel was absolutely frightening. Nothing Matej Cuse could do. Now Nikolai Klint's under pressure because he's drifted wide, and Reed Gaforov has managed to nick up the inside. Klint tries to battle back. It's a disastrous heat this for Denmark. Poland are pulling clear. Jarek Hampel's a mile clear down the back straight. Cuse in 2nd, Gaforov 3rd, and Denmark are going to draw a blank. They're going to finish last with Nikolai Klint, and all of a sudden Poland have an iron-fisted grip on this meeting. The win for Hampel, a last place for Denmark, and just like that, they've blown the meeting wide open.
How upset must be Nikolai Klint? He won the start and finished last. Well, that's the way. It will be interesting to see the replay.
There's the official result, then Hampel wins it. Cuse in 2nd for the Czech Republic, their first points of the day. Gaforov 3rd, and Nikolai Klint went from 1st to last. Poland now have 18 points, Denmark with 12, Russia with 10, Czech Republic finally on the board with 2.
Denmark can make a joker move.
They're in the position to play a joker if they want to. Jarek Hampel will probably explain to his mechanic just how fast he was down the back straight. Here we see it, Matty.
Here we go, Nikolai, he made a blinder again, and just in the first corner he stayed tight as normal. But the watering of the track made it a bit more grippy on the outside, so that's where the other guys had to squeeze. Here we see Matej Cuse in the trouble. He lost a bit of speed over there, but we see Hampel working, and obviously faster on the outside, where the dirt is building up now.
He seemed to build momentum as the race went on, didn't he, Jarek Hampel? Got faster and faster.
You can see straight away the water help is producing some lines now, so I think it's going to be great.
We mentioned that Kolodze looked very quick in heat number 5 when he won convincingly. I've not seen anybody look as fast as Jarek Hampel did in that one.
Yeah, we might have to wait to see Golf again. But no, everybody's from Poland is fast over here, and obviously track change a bit now, and it's going a similar way that it's normally.
Nobody's won the World Cup more times than Poland. 7 World Cup wins, 3 under the current format. Thomas Golob first and second in the current GP standings. And both Hampel and Golob, the two talismen in this Polish team, have got 3 World Cup winners' medals each. And there's a third member of the Polish team that's a regular rider in the Speedway Grand Prix series, and he's out in heat number 8 in the blue helmet, which is Rune Holte, with, at the moment, Poland with a very comfortable 6-point lead over Denmark, and Russia still in the mix on 10 points in third place. Of course, now they're 6 points behind the Danes. They could, if they wanted to, use a joker and ride for double points. Jan Stegman electing not to do that in heat number 8. Holte in blue off the inside. Laguta, Gregory Laguta that is, in red off gate 2. Bjarne Pedersen with Denmark in yellow off gate 3. And Lucas Drimmel, who was excluded in the first race for riding with both wheels over the inside white line. He's on the outside in white for the Czech Republic. As we look forward now to heat number 8. A little bit of an adjust of the goggles for Lucas Drimmel on the outside. He'll have been very disappointed with himself for losing the line and crossing the white line. You don't see that very often, do you?
No, but as I said, you know, he will make this mistake hopefully twice, because I think it was just a lack of practice, and he didn't know the track.
Just seen Iversen and Andersen, two of the Denmark team, looking pretty pensive in the Gorshoff pits here as we get ready for heat number 8. Holte, Laguta, Pedersen and Drimmel from the outside for the Czech Republic. Again, they've got the inside gate up Poland in the blue helmet. It's a good start though, that's been made by Bjarne Pedersen, and he leads into the first turn. In second place for Russia is Laguta, and flying around the outside is Lucas Drimmel as well, to relegate Rune Holte of Poland to last place. Denmark lead. Here comes Drimmel around the outside. Holte spots the gap and goes from last to second in the blink of an eye. Not much room around the turn as Laguta loses a bit of momentum. Holte's up to second place. Third place is Drimmel. Laguta's at the back, but leading the way quite convincingly here is Bjarne Pedersen.
Exactly. Lucas Dribmel's batted really well, and Rune Holte as well. Surprisingly, we see Laguta in the back. But obviously Denmark's chase reset was on the bike, and it's going really good for them. Track's really slick again.
Bjarne Pedersen clear. Holte trying to close him down, and Holte's not done yet. He's going very, very fast as Rune Holte, and he might get Bjarne Pedersen here. Holte with the speed around the outside. Pedersen holds the inside line. The Polish crowd stand to their feet because Rune Holte has gone from last to first, and what a sensational ride that is by Rune Holte for Poland. Bjarne Pedersen second, Lucas Drimmel third. At the back is Laguta for Russia. The race of the afternoon so far, and what a fantastic ride by Rune Holte.
Couldn't get better for Polish people. Look at the crowd, they're going absolutely nuts. Here we go, Rune Holte's making a victory lap. Great performance for him.
Sensational result.
How the water changes.
Sensational ride for Holte. First for him, he was last at one stage of the race. 2 points for Bjarne Pedersen. It looked like he got it in the bag. A point for Lucas Drimmel, and Laguta at the back, which means that Poland have 21, Denmark on 14, Russia on 10, and the Czech Republic on 3. And for all the world there, it looked as though Bjarne Pedersen was away and clear. You couldn't see any way that Rune Holte was going to make up that gap, but somehow he managed to.
But he was lucky that he had so much traffic behind him, because everybody was just racing and trying to get the best position. You see Drimmel nearly losing the camera place. But yeah, over here we see we can put a blanket over everybody. Rune just kept it outside because he saw the previous race. The water helps to make a little bit grip on the outside, just makes it drive a bit faster. So obviously Bjarne was just stuck on the inside and just probably slept a bit because he thought that he had so much lead so he could go half throttle. But obviously Rune proved him wrong. He deserved to win, so great points for Poland.
We saw a similar move, didn't we, in the previous race from Jarek Hampel,
exactly,
who had to blast around Mate Kuss going down the back straight. We saw a similar move there from Rune Holte. The Polish riders at the moment look like they've got the setup right, and they're getting on with this track a lot better than the Danes.
Exactly. As I said, you know, Bjarne or the other people, they were just asleep. They should watch the track conditions change a bit more. I think it's up to team managers to step up the game a bit and give the riders some advice.
Well, you wouldn't expect Jan Stegman to play a joker against Thomas Golob, and he's not going to do that in heat number 9. This is the lineup for heat 9. Gets the tool in for Russia in red off the inside. Golob in blue for Poland off gate 2. Kenneth Piero won heat number 1, wears yellow off gate 3 for Denmark. And Alice Drimmel is off the outside in white for the Czech Republic. Pierre looked quick in heat number 1. Now we'll see what Golub's done with regard to the alterations he's made to his machinery.
Obviously, he changed the bike, so he made a practice start, so obviously he's happy with it, so he's going to stick with it, and I think we're up for some good race, I think.
So from the inside, Gitsen Tulin, next to him Golub, then Kenneth Pierre, and then Alice Dribble on the outside. Poland lead event number 1 by 7 points after 8 races. Here's heat number 9. Pierre's made a good start. What about the start from the outside though by Alice Dribble? And he leads into the first turn. Thomas Golub in second. What can Golub do? Golub goes for the big blast around the outside. Pierre in third place for Denmark. Dribble holds the inside line. Here comes Thomas Golub. Dribble shuts the door. Golub's too fast for him and blasts around the outside to take the lead. Dribble still not finished. But you don't stop Thomas Golub after that kind of move. Pierre's gone to the back for Denmark because in third place for Russia is Dennis Gitsen-Tulin. Thomas Golub though absolutely flew around there, Matti Zega.
That's the Golub. Thomas Golub we see around everywhere. Just drifting on the outside and just pass people. Surprisingly, we see Kenneth Pierre struggling in the back. He's got no speed. And obviously Thomas Golub is winning in by a mile.
Kenneth Pierre has no speed at all. Golub first for Poland. Czech Republic, Alice Dribble in second. Gitsen-Tulin for Russia third. And it's another bad race for Denmark with Kenneth Pierre tailed off at the back, about half a length of a straight behind Thomas Golub. Golub pumps the boards, puts his back wheel in the dirt, flies to victory with a big wheelie. Golub wins it for Poland. Alice Dribble second for the Czech Republic. And Poland pull away even further after an emphatic victory by Thomas Golub. And we've got 1 or 2 words being exchanged on the far side between Kenneth Pierre of Denmark and Dennis Gitsen-Tulin of Russia on the pits gate. Thomas Golub though pulls a wheelie. The Polish crowd celebrate, and it's another win for Poland, who have got this meeting very much under control.
Yes, we can say that.
Here's the result, Matty, for heat number 9. A win for Thomas Golub, 3 points for Poland, 2 for Alice Dribble for the Czech Republic, a point for Dennis Gitsen-Tulin, nothing for Kenneth Pierre, who won his first race and came last in his next one. So now we see Poland on 24, Denmark 10 points behind on 14, Russia in third on 11, and the Czech Republic with 5. Golub looked very impressive in that one.
Exactly. Golub is obviously the work he's made in the pits paid off on the track. He didn't make a brilliant start though, because obviously Alice Dribble made a better one on 4, but did lose the momentum. Golub just kept it going, and straight we see on the outside and just passing with no problem. And he told him it's like on a league match, he wanted to race with him on a 5-1. Obviously Golub's not happy with some moves from Alice Dribble.
No, I think earlier on in that race, Alice Dribble didn't leave him an awful lot of room when they went into the turn. Golub had got the speed to get around the outside, and I think he was just making the point, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's maybe showing me a bit more respect, mate, nothing else really. But I think Alice done nothing wrong, so it was a fair race, mate.
I would think Jan Sekman's problem at the moment, the Danish team manager, is when to know when to play the joker. Because they look so strong in every race, Poland.
Their riders are going from zeros to heroes and from hero to zero, you know, because one race they win and the other one they get last. Like Kenneth Pierre, he won the previous one, and then he got to the last position right now with no speed. It's shocking.
Well, at the moment, the Polish team are 10 points in front of Denmark, and they're 13 points in front of Russia. And even at this early stage of event number 1, with 9 heats gone, it's very hard to make a case for anybody applying any kind of pressure on this Polish team. They're looking fantastic form. Holter's won his first 2 races, Golub's won his first 2 races, and no Polish rider yet has finished outside the top 2. When you look at the Danish scorecard, they're running third places and last places, and heat wins are hard to come by. This is the lineup though for heat number 10. Niels Christian Iversen for Denmark off the inside in yellow, Martin Malik in white off gate 2 for the Czech Republic, Medzinski for Poland in blue off gate 3, and Roman Povazny for Russia in the red helmet will go from heat number 4. And you feel that Denmark have to make the most of this inside gate.
Obviously they got to make advantage of this one, but they got Adrian Medzinski on gate 3, and then in the first corner I think the outside line is working a bit better, so Niels Christian Iversen's got to make a smart move in the first corner.
Poland are the most successful nation under the current format of the Speedway World Cup, and they're romping clear with 24 points so far. Here's heat number 10. Iversen's made a decent start off the inside. Medzinski though will cut back up the inside and take the lead, and Iversen's gone from first to third. Iversen though comes charging back. Medzinski leads for Poland. Denmark in second with Iversen. In red trying to ride around the outside for Russia is Povazny. And tailed off at the back is Martin Malek for the Czech Republic. Now Povazny's applying the pressure on Everson, and the Russian rider has managed to sneak into second place, but it's the same old story in the front. Medzinski's away and clear for Poland, Russia in second, and Denmark struggling again.
As I said, Everson made a mistake in the first corner, that paid him costly. And he's in the third spot now, he's battling with Povazny, but Povazny feels the pressure that Russia needs points. So obviously now in a better position than Denmark, but Medzinski's just gone, yeah.
Adrian Medzinski is riding the race the way he wants to. He's well clear of Povazny. I don't think that Niels Christian Everson's got much of an answer in third place. Malik's finding it very hard at this level for the Czech Republic. He's tailed off at the back. Around the final bend comes Adrian Medzinski. Another win for Poland. Russia in second, Denmark in third, and the Czech Republic at the back. And it is an absolute procession so far for these Polish riders.
Exactly. Because, as I said, Everson, he had a tough first corner because obviously he didn't know what to do, so he went out, drifted outside a bit too much, if you ask me. And obviously other people took advantage.
Here's the result of heat number 10. Medzinski wins it for Poland, 3 points. Povazny second, Everson third, and Malek fourth. All that means now is that Poland are even further clear. 12 points in front of Denmark. They've got 27. The Danes on 15, Russia on 13, and the Czech Republic on 5. The Danes at the moment have imploded. They started the meeting looking pretty quick. They started the meeting looking confident. Now they can't get points.
It's going the way we predicted it. Denmark and Russia's going to fight for the second spot. As we see here, Everson made a start. He went out, and then other people just took advantage of it. I thought Povazny for a second was going to pass him on the outside, but obviously he didn't. Everson tried battling over here on the inside. Povazny made a smart move, cuts on the inside, and passed Everson. And then Everson just couldn't get no answer. Had no really speed on the track. So obviously Denmark's got some things to do, mate, in the pits.
27 points then Poland have after 10 races here. They're yet to be outside the top 2 in any race, and they are in complete control of event number 1. Well, you'd love to be a fly on the wall there, wouldn't you, to see what Jan Steckman's saying to Niels Christian Everson, because they've got to play a joker soon, Matty, but when do you do it? Because at the moment, the Poles are so much quicker than anybody else here.
Yeah, they're in a hard position right now, especially Jan. He's not very sure what to do, and obviously get positions, as we see now. The lines on the track, they changed so much, so obviously outside gates were the best, and then we're inside because it was so slick. But now again, if you miss the start, you can get around the people in the first bend, so that makes it really fast. Of course it's better, you know, the more time you spend on the track, the more hits you do, the more comfortable you feel. Of course the weather can change some part, but it cannot change that radically because the shape is still the same, so you know where the lines are.
There we see Artem Laguta, who impressively won his last race for Russia when he was able to beat Kolodze and Hans Andersen in heat number 6. And he's going to be coming out for the Russian team in heat number 11. Now, we've had 10 races here, and Hans is saying there that they still can't get the setup right. They've had quite a lengthy team meeting to try and help each other out. Surely by now you've got to have a fair idea of what you need. Let's have a look what's coming up then. Heat number 11. We'll see Martin Malek for the Czech Republic, Artem Laguta, the only heat winner so far for Russia. Rune Holter has looked unstoppable so far, and Nikolai Klint, we've seen the good and the bad of Nikolai Klint so far. That's heat 11. In heat 12, Thomas Golov's back out on track, Sam Samota for the Czech Republic, Rinat Gaforov, and Bjarni Pedersen looked pretty quick for Denmark in his last one. He's going to be going in that one. Heat 13 has Mate Kuss, Kenneth Bier, a winner in last place, Gregory Laguta, and Adrian Medzinski. Heat number 14 will include Lukas Strimmel, Janis Kolodze, Denis Gitsatulin, and Niels Christian Everson. Then the final one of the set of 5, Roman Povazny in heat 15, Alice Strimmel for the Czech Republic, Jarek Hampel for Poland, and the Danish captain Hans Andersen. So those are the next 5 races we've got coming up for you here in Gortsov. But the cold, hard fact of the meeting so far is that Poland have 27 points. They are 12 points clear of what has been, up till now, a very disappointing Polish outfit.
Exactly. It's a big lead to actually race for the others, for the Russia or Denmark. I think Denmark and Russia is just battling each other, and Poland just, obviously, it's speed, it's sport, anything can change, but we have another 5 heats to see.
I think the only consolation at the moment of the Danish team, with less than a minute to go for the Danish rider to make his way to the tape, heat number 11. That's Nikolai Klint, who we're waiting for. The only consolation is the fact that Czech Republic are that far behind. They're not really applying any pressure because they're 10 points behind the Danes. So there's not any pressure to qualify for the race-off, but they'll certainly want to get a bit of confidence into the team for that race-off, and then possibly the World Cup final in their own backyard in Voyens on Saturday. This is heat number 11. And the lineup is Martin Malek on the inside in white for the Czech Republic, Artem Laguta in red for Russia, then Rune Holte, and then Nikolai Klint for the Danes off the outside. You can see there that 27 points is a 12-point cushion for Poland after 10 heats of racing here in Gortsov. We're ready now for heat number 11. Malek, Laguta, Holte and Klint. Can anybody stop the pole? Holte gets to the first turn first, and I wouldn't think you'll see much other than Rune Holte's back wheel from there. But knifing through up the inside comes Laguta, who won his last one for the Russians, and he leads again. Can he find the power, Holte, to come from second to first? Third place on the inside in white for the Czech Republic is Martin Malek. Nikolai Klint, though, takes him around the outside.
Rune Holte was all over our team. It's unbelievable, but he's totally good. So I think Rune is going to struggle, I think, to pass him because it's first hit after water rating, and Artem is showing good speed. He made a mistake over there, but so is the Rune. So
Holte's going to try the blast around the outside, but if anything, he's lost a bit of distance between himself and Laguta on that previous lap. Round comes the Russian. Russia lead, Poland second, Denmark third, Czech Republic at the back. Laguta on course for successive wins for Russia. Second place is Rune Holte, who won his previous 2 races here at Gortsov. Third place is Nikolai Klint, and tailed off at the back is Martin Malek. Round the final bend, Laguta's going to hang on. Laguta wins it for Russia. Second place and 2 points for Holte and Poland. Third place and a point for Denmark, and nothing for the Czech Republic, who finished last. All of a sudden, Artem Laguta's got the right setup, Matty.
exactly, he showed good speed in the previous heat, and he just repeated it now. He was okay too, and obviously he showed a good form. Nobody can touch him.
Here's the result then of heat number 11. Artem Laguta wins it, 3 points for Russia, 2 points in second for Rune Holte in Poland, a point in third for Nikolai Klint for Denmark, and nothing for Martin Malek. So that means that Poland have got 29, Denmark in 16, now level on points with Russia, and the Czech Republic on 5. And there we see a punch of the fist from Roman Pavashny and a couple of the Russian riders for Artem Laguta, who was very impressive again.
I think everybody in the pits now is going to ask Artem what setup he's riding, you know, because obviously Russians can pull up a good win. Here we see Star Rune didn't really make a good one. But Artem, you know, he's young lad, full of confidence obviously, and just riding well. He just keep the composed and calm down and just riding.
Just thought, didn't you, that when Rune Holte got his nose in front coming off that second bend that he would probably pull away, but Laguta was riding a good line and just wanted to find that bit extra horsepower to get back in front.
He had a smart head on because he knew it. He's off the grading, a lot of water, so obviously the track was a bit slimy, so he just kept the inside line and just carried away.
Well, he's got number 1 on the back for Russia as Artem Laguta, and he's been their number 1 so far. 7 points from his 3 rides, including 2 victories here at Gortsov, with the sun shining brightly. No problem with the weather here today, despite the meeting being rained off yesterday, as we look forward now to heat number 12, with Poland still with this very comfortable 13-point cushion over Denmark and Russia, who are locked together on 16 points apiece. Thomas Golob is out on track for the Poles in heat number 12, and you'll see him there off the inside in the blue helmet. Golob, Sam Samota next to him in white for the Czech Republic, then Rinat Gaforov in red for Russia, and on the outside is Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark in yellow. Golob out there to make it 3 out of 3.
Bjarne could be a spoiler for Mr. Golob from the start, but I think Bjarne is going to have a tough 4 laps if Golob is going to be behind him, because obviously Gaforov is still working good. So we see Thomas Golob making a lot of preparations on the start, so obviously he's keen to make it.
He's the big superstar, of course, of Polish Speedway. You've always got that little feeling around the stadium, that little bit of an extra buzz whenever Thomas Golob is out on track. He's on the inside in blue. Samota, Gaforov and Pedersen complete the lineup for heat number 12. And Thomas Golov made a good start, and so has Bjarne Pedersen, as predicted by Matti Zagar. And it's Pedersen that leads down the back straight for Denmark. Golov has got to come from behind. He's in second for Poland. Third, trying to sweep around the inside for Russia, is Gaforov. And he manages to sneak around Golov. Now Golov's got a bit of momentum as well.
Thomas Golov is trying all the lines he knows over here and kept it smooth. He's coming back on his back wheel. I think he's going to cut back right now. I think
Pedersen's gone wide. Gaforov tries to nip on the inside. Gaforov's got second place. Now here comes Golov. Pedersen shuts the door. Golov trying every line on the track to try and find a way through. Gaforov not finished in third place. Samota is tailed off at the back. Golov's gone wide. Almost puts his back wheel in the fence. Pedersen still leads for Denmark. Gaforov on the inside of Golov. Gaforov rides the inside line. Golov rides the outside. The Russian sneaks into second place. Here comes the speed of Golov. Golov's gone for the inside. Pedersen away for Denmark. It's going to be a Danish victory here. Pedersen wins in yellow for Denmark. Golov over the line in second place for Poland. Third place, despite a real battle for the Russian Gaforov. And Samota was tailed off at the back. You called it. Spot on. Bjarne Pedersen could be a spoiler off the outside. The start he made was absolutely fantastic. Golov tried every inch of the track to get around him, couldn't find a way through. Pedersen wins it, Golov second, Gaforov third, Samota in last place for the Czech Republic. And all of that means that Denmark have closed up slightly. Poland 31, Denmark 19, Russia 17, and the Czech Republic bringing up the rear with 5 points. And from the tapes, there was only one man, really, who was a factor, and that was Bjarne Pedersen.
exactly. He took a brilliant start of gate 4 as we predicted. And obviously when he made it, probably thought, Jesus Christ, I got Thomas Golov 9 behind, so I just got to ride it like he stole it. He made a good run. Thomas really tried all the lines. He got caught up in traffic with René Gaforov a bit. He got him back over here, as we can see, on the inside, but was just a bit too short for Bjarne. He was trying awful laps to get him, but obviously he couldn't do much more. He tried all the lines, and well, Bjarne won it, and 3 points for Denmark. We can see.
Well, we're hearing here that Denmark and Jan Stekman, their team manager, is going to play a joker in heat number 13, and Kenneth Bjerre, who won his first race and was last in his second race, is going to be the Danish rider riding for double points. He's up against Mate Kjus, Gregory Laguta and Adrian Madzinski. Now remember, whatever points Kenneth Bjerre scores in this one with the joker played, they will count double for Denmark.
Really, to be honest, I would expect Jan Stekman to put a joker on Bjarne, because he was the only one from Denmark that was consistent. All the other guys were just up and down, but Bjarne showed some good performance in last 3 heats, so obviously he's got to believe in Kenneth Bjerre, so he's going to feel the pressure to get that score.
Well, he's off gate 2 as well, Kenneth Bjerre, which hasn't been the best gate so far at Gortsov. He won the first race off the outside gate, did Bjerre, and then trailed home last when he went off gate 3 in heat number 9 against Thomas Golov and Alice Dribble. So Bjarne Pedersen, fresh from his win, just discussing one or two things with his mechanic in the pits here as we get ready for heat number 13 with Mate Kjus in white off the inside for the Czech Republic, yellow in the joker, Kenneth Bjerre for Denmark off gate 2, Laguta for Russia in red off gate 3, and Adrian Madzinski for Poland off the outside, the blue helmet, gate number 4. 6 points available for Denmark if Kenneth Bjerre can win this race. The pressure is on him.
Pressure's on him, man. I think the biggest pressure is going to be from the outside, where is Adrian Madzinski. If he makes a good start, I think it's going to be hard to get him.
Well, Madzinski's got a second and a win. Won his last race when he was able to beat Niels Christian Iversen and Roman Pavashny and Martin Malek. He's going off the outside in blue. Bjerre, the joker, all eyes on him. Yellow helmet, gate 2, as Jan Stekman tries to do something to get his team back in this event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup. Kjus, Bjerre, Laguta and Madzinski. Heat number 13 in Gortsov, and Bjerre has made the start, but Madzinski sweeps around from the outside. Has Bjerre got the speed to get away down the back straight? Yes, he has. Madzinski's got the outside line. Bjerre shuts the door and drifts out there, and Madzinski's cut back up the inside. Is that a mistake by Kenneth Bjerre? Yes, it is, because Adrian Madzinski is in the front for Poland. Denmark on the joker in second. Russia come through into third place. Czech Republic now regain that third place. But at the front, it's all about Madzinski and Poland, with Kenneth Bier drifting wide.
Yeah, made a really bad mistake coming to the third man. He paid it off with get some beating from Adrian Madzinski, and now he's trying hard to get that back, but I don't think it's going to happen because Adrian's riding good line on the inside.
Bier's got a bit of speed, there's no doubt about that, but Madzinski's riding that very tight inside line, and Bier can't find a way back. Into the final lap they go. Poland lead, Denmark on the joker second, Czech Republic third, Russia off at the back, and it looks as though that joker played by Jan Stegman won't be maximised by Kenneth Bier, despite having the lead. Madzinski's done it for Poland, he wheelies over the line. Bier disappointed with only second on the joker, Czech Republic in third, and Russia at the back, and it didn't work, did it?
No, exactly. I think Kenneth Bier has got it about this, and Adrian Madzinski says thank you very much, mate, for that big gap that he left on the inside, because obviously track ain't that fast.
Here's the result then of the next one. Madzinski first, 3 points for Poland. Kenneth Bier 4 points. The joker double points, remember, for Denmark. Mate Q's third, gets a point for the Czech Republic, and Laguta with nothing at the back. So now we see Poland up to 34, Denmark to 23. They're now 6 clear of the Russian team, and the Czech Republic bringing up the rear with 6 points.
Surprisingly, also right now we saw Czech Republic getting the point over Russia. So Russia obviously lost some points. Kenneth Bier under pressure with that joker on the head, but he didn't get it. In the first bend, Kenneth Bier thinks, okay, I'm not going too out because obviously I might get carried away. Denmark's thinking, okay, we got it for a second, but Adrian Madzinski comes in the third bend thinking, okay, I won't get drifted too out. Cuts back straight away, and here we go. A big hole up here, we go to the inside in. Thank you very much.
I think he set him up a bit, didn't he, Madzinski, there, because he showed Kenneth Bier who's going to go around the outside, and when Bier drifted off, he was able to cut back up the inside, and by the time Bier recovered, he'd gone Madzinski. They were never going to catch him from behind.
Oh, exactly.
I think he's just explaining exactly what happened there to the team manager, Jan Stegman. And I think he was maybe just outthought a little bit there, Kenneth Bier, by the Polish rider.
Yeah, because obviously you looked at the previous races, the racing line was outside, but we saw the race before with Thomas Golob, he couldn't pass Bjarne on the outside. So obviously the track ain't working anymore on the outside, so big track changes today.
Certainly are. And at the moment we've got 34 points for the Poles, 23 for the Danes, 17 for Russia, and 6 for the Czech Republic. And this is the lineup for heat number 14. Lukas Drimmel off the inside in white, Janis Kolodze off gate 2 in blue, Dennis Gitzer-Tulin in red from gate 3, and Niels Christian Iversen for Denmark in the yellow helmet. He'll come from the outside gate here.
We see Lukas Drimmel on a fresh machinery. Try to make it better, but it's all about Danes, Russians, and the Poles. So I think Janis Kolodze has got to get 2. I think he should be right with the heat lead.
Well, we still see a situation here where a Polish rider hasn't finished outside the first 2, which is why they've got this comfortable 11-point lead after 13 races, 25 heats in the Speedway World Cup format. And here we go with heat number 14. And a good start has been made from the outside by Niels Christian Iversen for Denmark, and he leads going down the back straight. Kolodze for Poland in blue is in second place. And the Russian rider Gitzer-Tulin has just managed to creep inside of Lukas Drimmel and claim third place. But Denmark lead with Iversen. Second place and chasing hard is the rider in blue, Janis Kolodze. And he's got a bit of speed again on the outside. Closes up on Iversen. Tries the big one around the outside in turns 3 and 4. Iversen hooks the inside line. Kolodze almost level with him coming up the home straight. Kolodze will stick to the outside run. Iversen tries to block it. Kolodze cuts back up the inside and charges through. Poland lead heat number 14. What a move by Kolodze.
Massive mistake by Iversen over there.
Oh, there we see a big crash. An extremely big crash.
Lukas Drimmel lost it over there.
Lukas Drimmel lost control of the bike. And the 2 riders who remain upright are Kolodze and Iversen, who are well clear, but Gitzer-Tulin and Drimmel got themselves in a right old tangle, Matti Zegar.
Yeah, Lukas Drimmel, I think he flipped it around from bend 4. Obviously he wasn't happy with his speed and tried just too hard, really. A bit unfortunate for him, but in the back, you know, Dennis Gitzer-Tulin couldn't do nothing really about it, you know. I hope.
Well, the applause is the fact that Lukas Drimmel is up on his feet.
Nice to see that. Nobody hurt.
Let's see a replay of exactly what happened here.
Exactly.
Well, you see Gitzer-Tulin completely lose control of the bike, and Lucas Drimmel did remarkably well.
Yeah, that was actually, I thought it's Lucas losing control, but it was Gitzer-Tulin.
Look how close Lucas Drimmel comes there to Gitzer-Tulin.
He's going to feel some pain over there, Gitzer-Tulin.
It could have been a lot more serious than it actually was, Matty. Lucas Drimmel did unbelievably well to move the bike so quickly to avoid Gitzer-Tulin.
Also, Lucas Drimmel was actually happy that, lucky that that the bike from Gitzer-Tulin didn't T-bone him back. Coming out of the bend was lethal.
Well, Dennis Gitzer-Tulin has been excluded from heat number 14 for being the primary cause of the stoppage, but the good news is he's back on his feet and walking back to the pits. And really, that could have been an extremely serious collision involving Lucas Drimmel and Dennis Gitzer-Tulin. And but for the magnificent control of the speedway bike from Drimmel, that's prevented serious injury to Gitzer-Tulin.
It was just a case of few meters, actually. That they
well, it's centimetres, isn't it?
Exactly. But when the bike, you see on the inside, the bike from Gitzer-Tulin could hit Lucas Drimmel if he would be a bit further. But luckily that avoided him, but obviously Gitzer-Tulin couldn't get on the way.
You can see straight away there that Lucas Drimmel turns round to look at Dennis Gitzer-Tulin because he's aware of exactly how close that. Look how close his head was to feeling the full force and the full weight of Lucas Drimmel's machine. He just managed to flick the back end around, didn't he, Matty?
Exactly. He did a good job, but that's what I do, when you see him right in front of me. You don't want to run him over because you know how it feels, it's very definitely.
Just to explain to people who haven't ridden a speedway bike before, bearing in mind these machines have no brakes and an awful lot of horsepower, how difficult is it in a split second to change direction like we saw Lucas Drimmel have to do there?
The thing that happened over here, I think that the reason that Gitzer-Tulin actually lost control is because the track is so straight, the back wheel spins so much, and obviously you're struggling for some drive to get some speed. So then you go back on the bike to get a bit more drive, but obviously he was overreacting and just flicked it.
Well, there he is, Dennis Gitzer-Tulin, evidence of no problems for him despite that crash. He is going to be excluded though from heat number 14. 3 riders only for the rerun. And Lucas Drimmel, Janis Kolodze and Niels Christian Iversen, which gives Iversen a second opportunity after his big mistake in the race.
Exactly, I'm sure he's going to learn from that mistake to not move out too much and let make up for Kolodze. But Kolodze maybe make a main start and just make it happen in the start for him. We see Gitzer-Tulin over here not happy, and obviously he's in a bit of pain.
Yeah, I think he's also sat there with an element of relief, knowing that that could have been a much more serious incident than it actually turned out to be, and that's full credit to the awareness and the ability to turn a bike at speed so quickly for Lucas Drimmel, who did prevent a very serious accident there.
Exactly. Why they had to, It could be worse also if Gitzer-Tulin wouldn't let the bike go. He could go in the fence because the worst thing is over there when he crashes, no more airframe, so he goes straight in the wood.
So Dennis Gitzer-Tulin excluded, just taking a look at his helmet and goggles and checking there's no damage to a couple of vital pieces of safety gear that these speedway riders have to wear. It means that Russia won't have a representative in heat number 14, as we see a replay again. And we see Kolodze away and clear, Iversen too. And he gets all the drive, loses control of the machine. Machine flies into the safety fence almost at the start-finish line. And then Lucas Drimmel had to quickly zigzag the bike from right to left to avoid the stricken Gitzer-Tulin. And you see in actual fact, the engine of Drimmel's bike just glances the back of Gitzer-Tulin, who pulled his head in to protect himself. And then the fact that Drimmel was able to move the bike so impressively meant there wasn't a greater collision. If he goes in a straight line there, Gitzer-Tulin's got a big problem on his hands.
Exactly, and also, as we saw in the replay, Lucas's bike was like a snake. He's going like a snake. As soon as he shut off the front, the back wheel starts to grip on the tracks, and then it stops it completely and just starts to swing. And that swing actually catches Gitzer-Tulin's back a bit, to be honest, but he couldn't do a better job, he laid it down and made it.
Dennis Gitzer-Tulin fit to fight another day, but won't take any part in heat number 14. As we see Janis Kolodze with the big number 5 on the back of his Polish race jacket. With less than a minute and a half to get round to tape for heat number 14. The 2-minute warning is well and truly on here in Gortsov, with the sun shining down on a near capacity crowd inside this Edward Jansash Stadium. Edward Jansash, one of the great names of Polish Speedway, 10 times a world finalist, the runner-up in Gothenburg in 1968, one of the big names from years gone by of Polish Speedway. As we see Kolodze make his way onto track, quickly followed by Niels Christian Iversen. 3 riders only for heat number 14 of event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup. Remember, we're at King's Lynn on Monday night, the round in Great Britain, then the race-off in Voyens on Thursday, and the World Cup final next Saturday in Voyens, Denmark, with Poland looking very, very hard to beat at this stage of proceedings. They've won last year, they've won 3 of the last 5, and they lead here in Gortsov. Here's the altered lineup then, heat number 14. Lucas Trimmel off the inside in white. Janusz Kolodze, who was leading at the time of the stoppage in blue off gate 2. Gitzer Tulin excluded in gate 3. So Niels Christian Iversen in yellow will go from the outside gate with a bit more room on his inside. 34 points for Poland, 23 for the Danes, 17 for Russia, 6 for the Czech Republic. This is heat number 14 with 3 riders at tape. Trimmel, Kolodze and Iversen. And Iversen repeats his fast start in the previous race. This time Kolodze gets away well. And Janusz Kolodze leads into the first corner. Iversen tries the outside run, but Kolodze's too quick for him. Kolodze for Poland first. Iversen for Denmark second. Third for the Czech Republic is Lucas Trimmel. And Kolodze is already pulling away. And in actual fact, Iversen's under quite a bit of pressure from Lucas Trimmel, who's trying the big run around the outside to try and find the grip in the dirt. Now he cuts back up the inside, a move that's worked very well in this meeting so far. Outside to in seems to be the way to do it, and Trimmel is right level with Iversen as they cross the start-finish straight. Iversen battling for his life to hang on to second place. Kolodze is away and clear for Poland. Trimmel's just got a bit of momentum. Iversen holds on to second place. He's got a bit of a gap now, but they're not going to catch Janusz Kolodze.
No way. Janusz made no mistake from the start, but we saw Lucas Trimmel had some speed. Obviously, he shows something on the bike. But Iversen's clear now, so he's got no trouble. But Janusz Kolodze wins it in style.
Another heat win for Poland, Janusz Kolodze. Second place for Denmark is Niels Christian Iversen. And third, and very disappointed with himself as he rips his goggles off, is Lucas Trimmel for the Czech Republic. But when he gets out in front, Janusz Kolodze, he looks as fast as anybody here at Gortsov today. So the official result for heat number 14, we will bring you very, very soon. As we see Kolodze move back to his pit, remove his goggles, pretty happy with himself. And here's the replay of heat number 14.
Kolodze just dumps the clutch and moves forward. Obviously, Niels couldn't repeat the start from before. Kolodze just moving here, yep, on the inside, and just not a problem. Oh, but later on, it's just the matter of, at the moment, the track doesn't really let so many lines because it's so dry. It needs a bit of water to produce more lines again.
We've seen there as well how hard Iversen had to work to stop Lucas Trimmel taking that second place, and he did quite well, the Danish rider, to shut the door, didn't he?
He only felt a bit under pressure for 2 laps, and then Trimmel kind of lost it, so I don't know what went wrong. But I think if Trimmel moved on the outside where he's no more grip, so on the inside I think now it's going to be good.
So let's bring you the official results of heat number 14. Janusz Kolodze won it, 3 points for Poland, 2 points for Niels Christian Iversen for Denmark, a point for Lucas Trimmel for the Czech Republic. That means that Poland have moved on to 37 points, Denmark on to 25, Russia on 17, and the Czech Republic have 7. So a 12-point cushion at this stage of the meeting for Poland as we move in towards heat number 15. And we see Jarek Hampel out on track for the Poles. Roman Poważny making his way round to tapes from the red helmet for Russia. And there's the captain of Denmark, Hans Andersen, who's got the outside gate here in heat number 15. And this is the official lineup then for heat number 15. Russia have got the inside gate, Roman Poważny in red, Alice Trimmel in white off gate 2, Jarek Hampel for the leaders Poland, 37 points, they're in blue off gate 3, and Hans Andersen yet to win a heat so far today. He's off the outside in yellow for Denmark. And Andersen will be disappointed so far with his afternoon's work, just 3 points from his opening 2 rides, and he's going to have to work hard to beat Jarek Hampel off the outside gate.
Exactly, they're pretty close together, so it's going to be the matter of the start or the first bend, I think.
Pavashny, Trimmel, Hampel and Andersen. All eyes on the outside 2 gates. Referee holds the tape. Jarek Hampel speeds into the first corner. Hans Andersen will try and go around the outside of him, but he's given up second place as Andersen to the Russian rider. Away goes Hampel. Hampel leads for Poland. Hans Andersen in second for Denmark. Third place for Russia is Roman Pavashny, and he's having a sniff up the inside as well. And trailed over the back for the Czech Republic is Alois Trimmel. There's a right battle going on at the moment for second place. Hampel's away, but Andersen and Pavashny are swapping places as this race unfolds.
Yes, Andersen is trying really hard to get close to Hampel. But Hampel is riding smart line, mid-track, is no problem. We can see everybody's kind of mixed up now, the fight for the third position. Andersen got rid of Pavashny and he's just covering the inside line now.
Into the last lap they go. Jarek Hampel clear for Poland. They're going to extend their lead after 15 races. Hans Andersen in second for Denmark. Third place for the Russians is Pavashny, and Alois Trimmel is tailed off at the back. Round comes another pole to win another race and to extend Poland's lead in event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup, and it is absolutely one-way traffic here in Gortsov. The Poles are unstoppable today.
One-way traffic, exactly. From the start to the end, nothing changing. I hope they're going to put some more water on the track, because this doesn't help it anymore. And obviously Hampel and the Poles.
Here's the result, Matty, of heat number 15. A win for Jarek Hampel, confirmation of that. Hans Andersen second, 2 points for Denmark. Third for Russia, Pavashny, point for them. And nothing for Alois Trimmel, who trailed home in last place. The altered totals now, the new scores: 40 points for Poland, 27 for Denmark, Russia on 18, and the Czech Republic on 7. And very, very comfortable after 15 heats for the Poles. Rune Holte just pops across and congratulates Jarek Hampel on his second win of the afternoon, and here we see Hampel speeding away from the tape.
Yes, it's a full 100% tension and focus on the start from Hampel. We see again, he made a start, just drifted out a bit and covered the inside line, coming out of the bend. Here again, bang. And then Hans just tried to go around him basically in the first bend, but there was nothing really to hold him and to get some extra speed to get around Hampel. So he had to cover the inside line from Roman Pavashny, because Pavashny was really on fire for 1.5 laps. And then he just, I don't know what happened with him later on. But Hampel bringing you 3 points from Poland that, as we can see in the pits, makes them happy.
So 40 points that Poland have. Each of their riders has 8 points so far. It's been complete domination here in Gortsov. The Poles are in complete control. So a 13-point cushion at this stage of the meeting for the Polish team. 40 points for them after 15 races. Surprisingly, when you look at the individual scorecards, Hampel, Holte, Golov, Madzinski and Kolodzi all have 2 wins and all have 8 points. There's a certain symmetry to what Poland are doing here today.
Every day you're not the same person, are you? So maybe it's just a bad day in the office, or you're just struggling with the setup, I don't know.
Well, here we see a big team meeting here involving the Danish squad and their team manager Jan Stekman. They're obviously looking at what they can possibly do for the remainder of this meeting to maybe not overhaul the Poles, but certainly bring some confidence into their team for the race-off in Voyens on Thursday. I mean, even the most optimistic Danish supporter won't expect them to overhaul a 13-point deficit in the last 10 races, but certainly Jan Stekman will be looking for 1 or 2 of his riders to start showing their true colours in the last 10 races here in Gortsov.
Yeah, because he doesn't have really much options to change any riders for maybe race-off or final, because obviously Vicky ain't fit. I think it's just the case to get the riders going and to get the confidence back and start to win more and more heats.
What will a team manager say to a team at this particular stage? Will he try and help them with the setup? What will he say? What will he be doing in there to try and lift them?
I think the main job of the team manager is just to connect the riders together, to work together, because otherwise, you know, if he's struggling, you know, it's a good thing.
We'll get back to the Danish team in a moment because one of the men who's been flying for Poland this afternoon is Rune Holte, and he's in with the pits with our Steve Brandon. Well, he's probably been the best of the Danish riders so far, Bjarne Pedersen. He's looked as fast as anybody in the Danish race jacket. Won his last race. As we look back on the opening 15 heats we've had so far here in Gortsov, the fantastic sunshine we've got today as opposed to the terrible rainy conditions yesterday. Kenneth Pierre started it all off with a fantastic victory in heat number 1 for Denmark, but they've not been able to sustain that because we've seen the power of the Polish side come through. Nikolai Klint's had a bit of an up and down afternoon. You can see what it means there for Kenneth Pierre. They're kind of riding every race, and there's that early spill for Thomas Golob when he collided with Hans Andersen going into the first bend. Poland and the blue helmets have invariably been in front, and Golob has invariably celebrated his victories with a big wheelie as he's crossed the finish line. Here we see the speed of some of these riders as they fire off turns 2 and 3, and Golob very eager to keep across everything in the pits here in Gortsov, and they've been the supporters so far, the Polish supporters, who have had everything to cheer up until now. Leguta's been arguably the most impressive rider on show because we didn't maybe expect an awful lot from him, the young Russian rider, but he's won a couple of races so far and been the best rider in the red helmet colour for Russia up to now. And we see again there Golob just signalling to the rider that he managed to beat that he's the man to beat around Gortsov, the track record holder here. And there we see Kenneth Pierre's pit crew trying to urge his man on, and there was that very, very close escape for Denis Gitsatulin, completely down to the impressive bike handling ability of Lucas Trimmel. As we get ready for heat number 16, and we're going to see a joker plate here, and Artem Leguta in red for Russia, he's going to be the joker, so double points up for grabs for Leguta. He's against Iversen, Golob and Kuse. And he's been very good, Leguta, so far. This is a decent joker for Stanislav Khan, the Russian team manager, to play, Matti Zegar.
I think it's a good choice for the Russian team manager because obviously Gate 1 is the best one after grading because it's a lot of water. Obviously he's got Thomas Golob, but Artem Leguta he's got 2 wins from last 2 heats, so he's high on confidence and he has some good speed. So I think Gate 1 is going to help him as well to get that first spot in the first corner, and then it's a matter of the 4 laps, what's he going to do?
Well, at the moment the Russian team are 11 points clear of the Czech Republic. They are 9 points behind Denmark. The team that are romping clear are Poland with 40 points from 15 races so far, but Russia will play the joker in heat number 16. The rider in red off the inside, Artem Leguta, is the joker. Niels Christian Iversen for Denmark in yellow off gate 2. Thomas Golob in gate 3 in the blue helmet colour, and Mate Kuse off the outside will wear white. The statistics don't necessarily back up the decision made by the Russian team manager because only one rider has won a heat from the inside gate so far.
Yeah, but I think they want more starts. It's only the matter of the first corners and laps later. But I think Artem's going to be looking forward to change that statistics a bit.
The only man to win a race off gate 1 was Jarek Kampel in heat 7. This is heat number 16. Leguta, Iversen, Golob and Kuse. The joker played by Russia. Golob made the start off heat number 3. Golob leads into the first turn. Iversen in second for Denmark. And the Russian joker Leguta has gone to the back. Around the outside comes Mate Kuse in white to try and put the pressure on Niels Christian Iversen, but Golob's clear and away. Iversen holds on to second place. Kuse in third, and Leguta, the joker, riding for double points, is at the back, although he's trying to find a way past Kuse down the back straight. Golob, though, is effortlessly leading this race, Matti Zegar.
Perfect scenario for Golob, but disaster for the Russians. The Russians out of game 1, struggling in the back position. Double zero, it brings you 0, so I think Artem's going to try his best to get past Mate Kuse, but it ain't working at the moment. Golob enjoyed it in front, just taking anything he wants.
Leguta can't find the drive to put the pressure on Mate Kuse, but nobody's going to stop Thomas Golob. He's in first in blue for Poland. Second for Denmark is Niels Christian Iversen. Leguta's got 2 more corners to try and get a couple of points to the Russian side. Kuse shuts the door. Golob wins for Poland. Iversen second for Denmark. Third for the Czech Republic in white was Kuse. And the joker provides nothing for the Russian team. Artem Laguta in last place, very disappointed with himself, but that race was all about the Polish superstar Tomasz Golob, led into the first corner, and nobody was going to catch him from there. Here's the official result then of heat number 16, a win for the rider in blue, Tomasz Golob. 3 points for him, 2 points for Iversen in second for Denmark, a point for Kuss in third for the Czech Republic, and despite the joker being played, Artem Laguta with 2 wins in his last 2 rides finishes fourth. Poland 43, Denmark 29, Russia 18, and the Czech Republic on 8 points. Golob's had to do it the hard way on occasions here at Gorshof this afternoon, but as he removes his helmet and puts on the pits cap, there was no problem from the tapes this time around.
I'm surprised that Laguta didn't make a better start of 1. As we can see over here, probably the gate 1 was a bit too dry because they had more sun than the other gates. Tomasz Golob in the other way made a better start and just led the way from the beginning. Tomasz Golob just looks unstoppable like the other goals, so I think they're just making perfect practice for buoyance.
I suppose it shows just how well Bjarne Pedersen rode in heat number 12. The fact he was able to hold off the charging Tomasz Golob, certainly when he got his nose in front in heat number 16, there was no way that Iversen was going to be able to get past him and get a victory for the Danes. But the Danes did get that second place, which has just increased their margin over Russia to 11 points. But the Poles are well clear, 14 ahead of Denmark as we move in towards heat number 17. And we see Hans Andersen back on track, the captain of Denmark. And there on the outside is Lucas Drimmel, who was involved in that very spectacular coming together with Dennis Gitsen-Tulin earlier on this afternoon. And the rider in red is Rinat Gaforov for Russia. So here's the official lineup for heat 17. Gaforov in red for Russia, Andersen in yellow for Denmark, Budzinski in blue for Poland, and Lucas Drimmel in white from the outside for the Czech Republic. Hans Andersen, a former Gorshof rider a couple of years ago, but not been able to really get the bike dialed in so far, the Danish captain. 2 second places and a third, so 5 points from his opening 3 rides for Hans Andersen. On the other hand, Budzinski with a couple of wins and a second place, and he's looked as impressive. Nobody's really looked as impressive as that man, though. Tomasz Golob, who has a drink in the pits as we get ready for heat 17. Gaforov, Andersen, Budzinski and Drimmel. And Andersen's made the start. Drimmel makes a good start as well from the outside. The red lights, though, I think have come on. And the referee has stopped heat number 17. And we'll just take a look at that on the replay, Matty, and find out what the problem was exactly.
Yeah, it must have been some movement from the start, probably.
Just a little bit of creeping from Hans Andersen, and maybe on the outside Lucas Drimmel, just a little bit, yeah. Just maybe tried to anticipate it.
Yes, first was Andersen and then was Lucas Drimmel. Obviously referee not happy, so all 4 back in restart.
Tim Lawrence, the English referee, puts all 4 riders back to tapes for heat number 17. I'm pretty sure that the culprit was Drimmel on the outside. Andersen has gone back to the pits just to have a bit of work done on the bike. All 4 restart, nobody excluded for heat number 17. And Hans Andersen with his pit crew over there on the far side, just having 1 or 2 last-minute alterations made to the bike, just checks everything's okay as he makes his way to tapes. The other 3 riders are already there and going through the customary gardening. So the lineup for heat number 17, Gaforov in red off the inside for Russia, Andersen in yellow off gate 2 for Denmark, Budzinski in gate 3 in blue for Poland, and then Lucas Drimmel in white for the Czech Republic, the man who was moving at the start, hence the stoppage and hence the rerun. He's off gate 4 for Czech Republic, who are way behind everybody else on 8 points after 16 races. Poland lead, Denmark second, Russia third, and at this stage Denmark and Russia pretty much certainties for the race-off in Voyens on Thursday. Start marshal moves away. This time they're still at the start. Andersen's made a good one off gate 2, and the captain of Denmark leads into the first corner. Budzinski tries to make headroad down the outside. On the inside for Russia comes Gaforov to claim second place, but Hans Andersen's made an excellent start and leads.
Exactly, Hans Andersen makes some changes. And luckily, or surprisingly, Poland's on the 3rd place with Budzinski. Hans Andersen hasn't got really the speed to get carried away.
It's all very tight. Andersen unable to shake off Gaforov, who's all over his back wheel, and Budzinski, he's not far away either. Andersen just pulls away. Brzezinski tries the big blast around the outside. Trimmel has a look up the inside, but he's in fourth. Denmark lead, Russia second, Poland third, and the Czech Republic at the back with a lap to go. Here comes Anderson over the start-finish line. Brzezinski and Gaforov extremely close. Has Brzezinski got the momentum to get around the outside of the Russian rider? Tries all he can down the back straight. Gaforov just manages to hold him off. Anderson's going to win it in yellow. Brzezinski is under pressure from Trimmel, who gives him a shove. Denmark first, Russia second, Poland third, and Trimmel at the back. And Hans Andersen celebrates and punches the air. For the first time tonight, a Polish rider fails to finish in the first two places.
Everything is first up sometimes, so we saw this heat. Poland got only a point for this one. But it was a hard race because...
Here's the result, Matty. Hans Andersen first, 3 points for Denmark. Gaforov, 2 points for Russia in second. A point for Brzezinski and Poland in third, and nothing for Lucas Trimmel at the back. That means that Poland have moved on to 44, Denmark to 32, Russia to 20, and the Czech Republic stay on 8 points. Hans Andersen happy with his work there. You made the point, though, there, Matty, that he got out the gate but didn't really have the speed to pull away.
Exactly, it's very hard to pull away on a slick track like this, and especially I would expect Brzezinski to get a bit more speed, but obviously he was stuck behind traffic and behind the Gaforov. Off the start, just didn't get a really good pull to the way. The way to the first corner, Brzezinski. But Anderson kept it on the curve, so obviously it was working okay for him, but I think he's got to make some more changes to make it a bit faster maybe. But you don't change the winning pole, do you?
Denmark have certainly looked better in the last 4 or 5 races. Steve Brandon mentioned that when he was talking to Bjarne Pedersen a little bit earlier. Hans Andersen just raises the eyebrows and puts on the cap, satisfied with a heat victory in heat number 17. We now turn our attention to heat number 18 here. And we see Gregory Laguta coming round to tapes in the red helmet for Russia, who are 12 points behind the Danes at the moment. Denmark comfortably in second place, now just 12 points behind Poland, probably too far behind, but they are starting to look a little bit better. We've got a bit of an interesting change that's been made to Gregory Laguta's bike. He's taken the engine out of one frame and put it in the other one. Had the crash in heat number 3, so he's taken the engine out of that bike and put it into this one. So we'll see if it works, Matty Zagar.
Exactly. If you've got a bent frame or a problem with the frame now, obviously, change the speed of the engine takes 5 minutes, so it's not a problem.
Here's the lineup then. Trimmel for the Czech Republic off the inside in white, then Laguta in red with the new engine in the different frame. Nikolai Klint in yellow for Denmark off 3, and Janusz Kolodze in blue off the outside for the leaders Poland. So we'll have a little look at Laguta, Gregory Laguta, on gate number 2, with the Speedway engine taken out of one diamond and put in another one. We'll see if it works for him in heat number 18. Start marshal moves away. Bikes roar, tapes rise. Klint's made a decent start on gate number 3 for Denmark. Nikolai Klint, though, just headed into the first corner by Gregory Laguta. Again, the Polish rider is relegated to the third, but look at Kolodze come charging up the inside. Blast past Laguta. Nikolai Klint, though, leads for Denmark in yellow. There's a collision between Kolodze and Laguta coming out of turns 3 and 4. The Russian rider just sneaks back into second place, but then Kolodze can manage to sneak around the outside. Klint in yellow leads for Denmark. Here comes Kolodze with a big charge around the outside for Poland. Russia in third, the Czech Republic in the back. Klint's trying to hold the inside line. Kolodze trying to blast around the board.
Kolodze desperately want to get past Klint. He's trying the outside line to get a smooth run and build up some speed. I think he's going to try it in the last corner to get a bit of it.
Nikolai Klint's holding him off. Here comes Kolodze. Denmark lead, Poland second. Kolodze's gone for the inside charge and he's managed to sneak under Nikolai Klint. Klint will try and blast around the outside. Kolodze holds the inside line. Fantastic ride by the Polish rider. Kolodze wins it. Nikolai Klint second, Laguta third, and the Czech Republic and Alice Trimmel bring up the rear. But what a fantastic ride again by Kolodze. He set up Klint going down the back straight.
Exactly, he was trying to make this trick for 3 laps. In the last bend he made it perfect. He just put the wheels in line and boom.
Here's the result then. Confirmation of an excellent win for Janusz Kolodze. 3 points for Poland, 2 for Nikolai Clinton, Denmark. Laguta, third, point for Russia, and nothing for Alice Strimmel. So Poland now move on to 47 points, 13 clear of Denmark in second, Russia on 21, and the Czech Republic yet to play their joker. Not that it'll make an awful lot of difference. They bring up the rear on 8 points, and Kolodze still got the energy to run back to the pits. And for a bit of advice for Jarek Campbell as well.
Exactly, we saw that. Yeah, Janusz had not a perfect start, but he had to really work hard to hold the whole 4 laps. But obviously his bike is working good, he feels confident on it, and anyway he puts his wheels, just puts him forward. So
very tight there, wasn't it, Matty?
A bit of collision over there with Laguta and Kolodze. Obviously everybody desperate for points in some pride, and Kolodze was better in this one, and obviously got 3 points in the air with Clinton.
So it's been a case of what might have been for Nikolai Clinton tonight, because I think he's been in front in every race that he's been in, and he's only managed to win one of them.
I think he won all starts, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously it wasn't too bad now because he only lost the place to Janusz, but the heat before he went from first to last. So obviously he made some good changes, but improved a bit more, and he managed to stick to 3 points inside the finish.
I think I'm hearing from the pits we're going to have a change for the Czech Republic in this one. Heat number 19. Martin Malek is going to be replaced in this heat. Not quite sure who by.
With Lucas Strimmel.
Lucas Strimmel. So Lucas Strimmel for Martin Malek in heat number 19. There we see him. There we see Lucas Strimmel. He's had a frustrating night, Lucas Strimmel, because he's always been on the edge of passing somebody, not really found a way through, has he?
Yeah, he was smelling the points, but not really getting them. So
he's had to work very hard, Matty, for 2 points from 4 rides, hasn't he?
Exactly.
So heat number 19, a change for the Czech Republic. Martin Malek, who struggled throughout this meeting, he's been replaced by Lucas Strimmel. And we've got Russia off the inside gate here. Denis Gitsatulin will wear the red helmet colour. Bjarni Pedersen, the only rider to beat Thomas Golob so far tonight. He's in yellow off gate 2. Lucas Strimmel, the substitute rider for the Czech Republic, in white off gate 3. And Jarek Hampel off the outside. Well, Pedersen's beaten Golob. Can he beat Hampel as well?
I think it's going to be tough because Hampel's got gate 4, and gate 4's been working really good so far. So we'll see how Bjarni makes a start, and I'm sure Hampel's going to give it a run.
47 points for Poland, 34 for Denmark, 21 for Russia, and just 8 for the Czech Republic. Riders ready at tapes for heat number 19. Gitsatulin, Pedersen, Strimmel, and Hampel. You line up for heat number 19. Hampel's made a flyer from the outside gate. Wheel to wheel with Bjarni Pedersen. Hampel just manages to get across the Dane and shut the door. And now Jarek Hampel can burst away down the back straight. Bjarni Pedersen in second. Denis Gitsatulin in third. And Lucas Strimmel, the replacement rider, is tailed off at the back for the Czech Republic. You can't see anybody stopping Jarek Hampel from here, Matty.
No, exactly. He made a perfect start for gate 4. Just continues building his speed. Bjarni ain't that slow, but he's making some mistakes in the track because he's drifting too wide, I think.
Jarek Hampel away for Poland. They lead. Second place in yellow for Denmark is Bjarni Pedersen. Denis Gitsatulin just wobbling about a bit in third for Russia. And Lucas Strimmel tailed off at the back in white for the Czech Republic. Lap to go. Jarek Hampel looking effortlessly in front for the pole. Hampel away. Bjarni Pedersen tries the outside line, but to no avail. Denmark will have to settle for second place as Lucas Strimmel pulls onto the infield. His bike's packed up, but around comes Jarek Hampel. Majestic ride for the pole. Hampel wins it. Pedersen second. Gitsatulin third. And Lucas Strimmel disappointed to step off the bike and just look at his engine and wonder where it all went wrong, despite coming in as a substitute rider for the Czech Republic. And evidence again of how good this Polish team are today, because Jarek Hampel, as soon as he got into the first corner, was never going to be headed. This is the official result then for heat number 19, which we will bring you in a couple of minutes. But evidence again there that when the Danish riders get ahead, you can make a case for the Poles passing them. When a Polish rider gets in front, absolutely, you cannot catch them.
tough.
Here we see it. Matty, talk us through it.
Very tough for their positions. Hampo, as I said before, he had a gate 4. He's worked really good today, and just made a good jump. See, just claimed everybody. Bjarne was close, but he had to shut off, otherwise he would cause an accident. Hampo then just cruised it home, and really, Bjarne was trying inside outside, but not really make any impressions. Don't know really what happened with Lucas Rimmel, but I think he's just been away, I think. Yeah.
It's been a frustrating afternoon for Lucas Trimmel, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, and also that crash wasn't his fault. Probably his eyes got a bit big. And
so this is the result of heat number 19. A win for the rider in blue, Jarek Hampel, 3 points for him. 2 points for the rider in yellow, Bjarne Pedersen. A point for Dennis Gitzer-Tulin for Russia in red. And nothing for Lucas Trimmel. That means that Poland have moved on to 50 points. Denmark on to 36. Russia to 22. And the Czech Republic remain, after 3 pointless races, on 8 points and completely cut adrift. Heat 20 is next here in Gorzów. And we see Kenneth Bier back out at Thames for Denmark in the yellow helmet. That's Roman Poważny, who will ride for Russia in red. And he's got gate number 2, which has been tricky to win off so far this afternoon. Rune Holter is the Polish rider who's making his way to tapes, and Rune Holter has certainly been one of the more entertaining riders on show here this afternoon, with a couple of excellent passes to get race wins for Poland and to help them to this very comfortable 14-point lead with 6 races to go. Here's the lineup of heat number 20. Yellow on the inside, Kenneth Bier for Denmark. Red off gate 2 is Roman Poważny for Russia. Rune Holter for Poland in blue off gate 3. And Sam Samota in white off the outside for the Czech Republic. It's been very, very hard for the Czech Republic today.
Yeah, but they weren't really under big expectations. Everybody knew they could only fight for third position, really. And they just try to get as many points as possible and get some scalps of the other guys.
Mati Zagar with us here today in Gorzów, the Slovenian World Cup and Grand Prix rider, as we get ready for heat number 20. Bier, Poważny, Holter and Samota. Bier's made a good start, but so has Rune Holter. And here comes Poważny up the inside in red for Russia. Russia lead, Denmark second, Poland third. Knifing through though comes Holter. Gets past Kenneth Bier. Next on the agenda is Roman Poważny. Holter's gone straight up the inside. He's gone from third to first. And Poland lead again. Holter first. Bier sneaks up the inside to second, which is quickly reclaimed by Poważny. And tailed off at the back is Sam Samota for the Czech Republic. Another fantastic move by Rune Holter.
Poważny's got really good speed. I'm surprised, even though Holter passed it, but Poważny's showing really good speed and he's just following Holter. And one mistake from Holter, and I think Poważny can get this back. Bier is stuck in third position, so really not much speed.
It's the final lap they go. Holter leads, but he hasn't been able to shake off Roman Poważny. Kenneth Bier in third place for Denmark and Sam Samota at the back. One last effort from Poważny around turns 3 and 4. The final 2 bends. Holter shuts the door. Holter wins it for Poland. Poważny second for Russia. Bier third for Denmark. And Samota tailed off at the back for the Czech Republic. Well, he made the start there, Roman Poważny, but you can't keep a good man down, and Rune Holter had all the speed to cut up the inside. And as soon as he got his nose in front, that was all she wrote. And he went streaking clear. The result then, win for the rider in blue, Rune Holter, 3 points for him, 2 for Poważny in second for Russia, a point for Kenneth Bier in Denmark in third, and nothing for Sam Samota at the back. So this is how it looks: 53 points for Poland, 37 for Denmark, 24 for Russia, and 8 for the Czech Republic. As we see Rune Holter, 3 wins from 4 rides this afternoon for the GP rider. And this is how he did it, Mati Zagar.
Yes, Roman Poważny, I think he surprised everybody. He made a nice cutback, put everybody a bit out, and I think he just drifted out a bit too much over there. Left a bit of gap coming out of the 4th bend, and obviously Rune Holter took advantage of that because you know this track well, and when it's taken, you gotta be inside coming out of the bend. And obviously wasn't aware of that and made this mistake, but later on he showed a good speed, so I think for the next heat he can get a 3 points as well. But Poland really is just showing good form at the moment. They're relaxed, they're just showing they can bang it in these points and get the confidence for themselves and make the supporters happy.
Another fantastic win there for Rune Holter, and Poland are well clear here in Gorzów.
What he's doing, because he won all the starts and later on he was struggling, but anyway, Poland I think is riding on the confidence. They won't let it go easy. They just want to get as much pride as possible, to be as strong as possible, to get easy final day.
We've seen the Danish lineup today. We know that Nicky Pedersen's not here because he's got the fractured shoulder. I'm not necessarily sure that had Nicky Pedersen been in the team today, it would have made an awful lot of difference, as well as Poland have ridden.
Nobody knows, but probably you could bang in a bit more points maybe, but that wouldn't stop Poland from winning. I think it's just they're just dominant today.
Well, the next event in the Speedway World Cup is at King's Lynn tomorrow. Great Britain, Australia, Sweden and Finland. The race-off is in Vojens on Thursday. Denmark and Russia will be there, along with the teams that finish second and third at King's Lynn tomorrow. And then the Speedway World Cup is on Saturday in Vojens. And that little kiss to the camera was probably for you, Matti Zegaard. It certainly wouldn't have been for me.
I'll tell you what, these chicks are very kind, so bless them.
So heat number 21, 5 to go here in Gorzów at the Edward Jansash Stadium, a meeting that's been dominated by Poland. 53 points for them, 16 points clear of their nearest challengers, Denmark. And here we have the lineup for heat number 21. Alice Trimmel for the Czech Republic in white off the inside, then Adrian Medzinski for the all-conquering Poles in blue. Gate 3 is Artem Laguta, a couple of wins for him for Russia this afternoon. And Bjarne Pedersen, who's been the most impressive Danish rider, he's off the outside in yellow. Wonder whether Laguta can get back to winning weight in this one after disappointing mightily when being sent out as a joker by the Russian team manager in heat number 16. There is Marek Cieślak, the Polish manager. Been very easy for him this afternoon. He's had to do nothing really. Other managers have had to change riders and play jokers, but Cieślak had just sat back and watched his riders dominate the meeting. Heat number 21, Trimmel, Medzinski, Laguta and Pedersen as the tape tries at Gorzów, and Medzinski makes the start off gate 2. Pedersen tries around the outside. Medzinski's got the speed though, and Poland pull away again. Czech Republic in second. Around the outside comes Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark. Very, very wide goes Pedersen. Can he find a way through? Medzinski leads for the pole. Pedersen in yellow in second for Denmark. Third in white for the Czech Republic is Alice Trimmel. And Artem Laguta again is tailed off at the back for Russia, but Medzinski's away.
Yeah, Medzinski made a good start in keeping the inside line. Bjarne was trying hard, but it's a good battle in the back to get some pride. And Artem Laguta, surprisingly, is at the back because he was riding really good and had some good speed before.
He's completely gone off the boil, hasn't he, the young Russian? Leading though is Medzinski for Poland with a lap to go. Bjarne Pedersen in second. Artem Laguta manages to find a way past Alice Trimmel and move into third place in the red helmet for the Russians. And now he's going to have a go at Bjarne Pedersen as well.
He's attacking hard, he's attacking hard.
Medzinski round the final turn. He wins for Poland. Second place in yellow, Bjarne Pedersen of Denmark. Third in red is Laguta for Russia. And Alice Trimmel tailed off at the back for the Czech Republic, and another victory for Poland.
Yes, Poland's just giving their best to the end. Surprisingly, Laguta, as I said before, he was at the back, but he got his head back together and managed to pass the Czech guy. You see Medzinski celebrating.
Celebratory wheelie from Adrian Medzinski. Here's the official result for heat number 21. Medzinski wins it, 3 points for Poland, 2 for Bjarne Pedersen and Denmark, a point for Artem Laguta, third for Russia, and Alice Trimmel, 0 for coming last, fourth place for the Czech Republic. All that means that Poland have moved on to 56 points, 17 clear of Denmark on 39, Russia on 25, and the Czech Republic on 8. They've not very often made the gate today, the Polish riders. When they haven't made the gate, they've managed to find their way through. But on that particular occasion, Medzinski was in command from the start.
Yeah, when track is slick like this during the whole night, basically, start is vital. And Medzinski made a pretty good one, and so did Bjarne. But Bjarne went too much outside, and Medzinski just got stick to the inside and got these 3 points in the back. It was good battle in the back, but with no big changes really, just for the third spot.
Pretty confident right the way through, hasn't he? Adrian Medzinski, 3 wins in his 5 races, 12 points on the day.
Yeah, but so you would expect, because he was riding here pretty much, and he's got pretty good engines set up for the slick, and that's how it is, mate.
Just see him walking back to the pits, pretty happy with his afternoon's work.
Yeah, so is everybody else, I think, in Poland.
Absolutely. If they can repeat this in Voyens on Saturday.
It's like having a cup of tea.
Yeah, that'll be very hard to beat, won't they, if they ride like this in Voyens. I know it's a different track, but
maybe too much loose during the weekend, and some barbecues is going to damage them, and then Denmark takes advantage in Voyens.
So heat number 22 here in Gorshov. And the lineup for this one is Kenneth Bier in yellow off the inside for Denmark. In red off gate 2, Rinat Gaforov for Russia. Then Janusz Kolodze for Poland. And off the outside, Martin Malek for the Czech Republic. 56 points after 21 races for Poland. They've been streets ahead of the opposition this afternoon. They've had the bikes set up right from the opening race. They've looked quicker than everybody else, and they look like they've got the setup just right for this very fast circuit here in Gorshov. Here's heat 22, Bier, Gaforov, Kolodze and Malik. Heat 22, event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup 2010 in Poland. Takes right. Good start made off the inside by Kenneth Bier for Denmark. Trying to battle his way round is Kolodze in the blue helmet colour. We know he's very, very fast. And he blasts around Kenneth Bier. Bier had made the start, but Kolodze was too quick for him.
Yeah, Kolodze just kept it calm, just kept it going and going around it. First place.
Bier's not finished yet, all over the back wheel of Janusz Kolodze. The rider in red in third place is Rinat Gaforov, and Martin Malek is a long way back.
Gaforov's winding it on really, really hard, so I don't think he's going to get much of it, but he's trying his best.
And he's almost scraping the fence, Gaforov. He's that wide, he's right in the dirt, he's got the back wheel in the dirt, and he's trying to fire that bike off the corner. Kenneth Bier still in second place. Kolodze is leading the race for Poland. Poland lead, Denmark second, Russia third, Czech Republic at the back. Bier under a bit of pressure from Gaforov. But no such problems out front for Kolodze, who's going to win another one for the Poles. Kenneth Bier looks as though he's going to hold off Gaforov. But round the final bend comes Janusz Kolodze to win again for Poland. Kenneth Bier second for Denmark. Third in red for Russia was Rinat Gaforov, and Martin Malek trailed off at the back. It's a procession, Mati Zega.
Exactly. It just can't get better for the Polish people. Look at them, they're cheering, they're celebrating Janusz on the back wheel. Nothing better. He dropped only 1 point this evening, and he's got a reason to be happy, mate.
There's the wheelie to celebrate. He enjoyed that. The crowd inside the Edwards Anshash Arena enjoyed it as well. Here's the result of heat number 22. Kolodze with a win after blasting around Kenneth Bier, who came in second for Denmark. Rinat Gaforov third, point for him in Russia. And nothing again for the Czech Republic. Martin Malek coming in last. 59 points now for the Poles. 41 points for Denmark, 26 for Russia. And the Czech Republic adrift on 8. And that just shows how commanding this Polish lead is. 18 points they're ahead by, as we see a rerun of heat number 22. Mati Zegar.
Janusz Kolodze didn't really make the start. Kept it really calm, you know. Saw the Kenneth Bier on the inside, but Kenneth was really, I think he locked up too much and lost a bit of speed over there, and coming out of the corner, Janusz was faster. You know, but I don't know what the Polish people ate today for breakfast in the morning. Obviously, they stayed in a different hotel, I think.
Certainly has been a difference, hasn't there, out there today? 14 points for Janusz Kolodze. Just dropped a point in his second ride. And when he was beaten by Artem Laguta. And there he is. Job well done for Kolodze, former teammate of Mati Zegar's at Reading. And he's more than done his job here for the Czech Republic today, for Poland today. If only the Czech Republic had a rider like Janusz Kolodze, it would have made all the difference, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I'm waiting when Czech is going to put their joker.
It's a little bit late now.
I know, but
I think they've kind of worked out that double nothing doesn't make an awful lot of difference.
Might be the case, might be the case.
Here's the lineup then for heat number 23. We see Sam Samota for the Czech Republic on the inside in white, then Jarek Hampel in blue off gate 2. Niels Christian Iversen on gate 3 in yellow for Denmark, and then Gregory Laguta in red on the outside for Russia. Poland already through to the World Cup final The race-off will include Russia and Denmark in Voyens on Thursday. King's Lynn tomorrow night. Don't miss that one. Great Britain, Australia, Sweden and Finland. Event number 2 of the Speedway World Cup. It'll be tomorrow morning when you join us in Australia. Set your alarm clocks and don't miss it. Here's heat number 23. Holter flies away from the tape. Holter into the first turn. Iversen in second for Denmark. Around the outside comes Laguta in red for Russia to claim third, and he's going to try and dive up the inside of Iversen as well, but Jari Campbell made the perfect start, and Jari Campbell has the race at his mercy.
Yeah, Jari Campbell's got the race under control. Iversen just follows the inside. Laguta is trying really on the outside, but as previously Gafuro done in the race before. I think you want to get any further with this. The racing line's only the inside. Jari Campbell going in.
Laguta trying the outside run for Russia, but Niels Christian Iversen's holding the inside line for Denmark. Hampel's not managed to pull away too far, but he's got this race under control. And Simota is tailed off at the back again for this very disappointing Czech Republic team. Over the line, comes Hampel with a lap to go. Iversen, he's under pressure from Gregory Laguta, who's going right round the outside trying to pick up the drive. Has he got enough speed? Level with Iversen going into the corner. Laguta then shuts the door. Brilliant move by the Russian rider. He's going to get second place. The win for Jari Campbell, second for Russia, third for Denmark. The Czech Republic get nothing, and that was a fantastic move around the final bend by Gregory Laguta.
Laguta rode a fence, and in the end of it paid off. Clem Iversen coming in the third bend and got the vital 2 points. I think he's glad about that.
The Polish supporters celebrate the victory for Jari Campbell, who stands on his seat and does the wheelie. He had to just duck his head to avoid colliding with the tapes. I think they were also pretty impressed by the ride we saw from Gregory Laguta. Haven't seen an awful lot of passing around this Gorshof track today, but we did see a fantastic passing move by Laguta to overhaul Iversen. Here's the result. Hampel won it, 3 points for Poland. Laguta in second for Russia. Iversen third for Denmark, and Simota in last place for the Czech Republic. So Poland now have 62, total domination, 20 points ahead of Denmark in second, then Russia on 28, and the Czech Republic on 8 points.
Here comes the joker for Czech Republic.
There we go. A little bit too late, you might say. Can't really see the need. Here's the race. Hampel clear from the start.
Hampel was really clear from the start. You know, the whole battle was actually for the second spot because Laguta was giving it a really hard try, and it paid off in the end. We're gonna see how he rode on the fence coming into the last lap on the first and second bend to get the speed to cover on the inside of Iversen. Obviously, well, obviously we won't see it. It's a celebration in the end. But here's Hampel walking back to the pits, all happy.
14 points for Jari Campbell. He was beaten in the opening race of the afternoon by Kenneth Bier, but he's gone through the cards since then. There we see the joker, played by the Czech Republic. Matej Kus is the rider who's going to go for double points, which, bearing in mind, they're 18 points behind the Russians at this stage. It seems a little bit of an irrelevance at this stage of the meeting.
It's just, I think, to give a guy a bit of a chance and maybe prove him wrong.
Penultimate race of the afternoon here in Gorshof, and here's the lineup. Hans Andersen for Denmark in yellow off the inside, then Dennis Gitzetulin for Russia in gate 2 in red. Matej Kus, a joker rider, in the white helmet off gate 3, and Rune Holter for this very powerful Polish team off the outside. 62 points for them. He's in the blue helmet as we get ready for heat number 24. Andersen, Gitzetulin, Kus and Holter. Holter's been very quick coming from the back in this meeting. Andersen made a good start, but so has Rune Holter from the outside, and he gets across the Danish captain. Holter away for Poland, Andersen in second for Denmark. Kus, the joker, in third for the Czech Republic, and Gitzetulin tailed off at the back at this stage for Russia. But Rune Holter is storming away down the home straight. Rune Holter in control.
Another 3 points for Poland. Kus losing the place for 1 point to get 2 points. His last now, Gafuro got the advantage. Andersen again, he's got not really good spin, but he's trying to give it his best. It's his last ride, and hopefully he's going to get something of it. But Holter just proved he's very faster than his guy got a dominance.
Holter's a mile clear for Poland. 1 lap to go. Hans Andersen comfortable in second place. Dennis Gitzer-Tulin in third, and despite the joker, Matic Hughes is tailed off at the back for the Czech Republic. But it's all about Poland today. Into the final bend goes Rune Holter. Another win for him. Another win for Poland. Total domination by the host nation. Hans Andersen in second for Denmark. Gitzer-Tulin third for Russia. And no points again for the Czech Republic. And it's been one-way traffic. They're so powerful. They've got the setup just right, and they are unbeatable around this Gortsov track.
Yeah, really. From race to race, it just gets better for Poland, really. And they just don't let anything slip away from their hands. Not a single point.
They're tightening the screw, winning as many races as they possibly can. The result of Heat 24, Holter wins it for Poland, Andersen second for Denmark, Gitzer-Tulin third for Russia, and Hughes at the back despite the joker for the Czech Republic. The totals now, Poland on 65, Denmark 44, Russia 29, and the Czech Republic 8. The 3 other nations have all played a joker, hasn't made any difference. It's just total domination for Poland. And Rune Holter has looked very impressive around this track today.
Yes, he made a start. Another amazing start, and surprisingly, you know, it's like obviously everybody had different gates, but Holter had gate 4 again and took advantage. And as I said on the beginning of the meeting, I'm surprised how long he lasted in gate 4 to get good starts until the end of the meeting. So it's a great result for Holter. Thumbs up for him, and he's looking forward to going to the final in points.
3 of the Polish team have got 14 points today. Jarek Hampel, Rune Holter and Janusz Kolodze. The second place for Hans Andersen in heat number 24 means he finishes the afternoon on 10 points. Kenneth Bier's got 10 points for Denmark as well, but 4 of those came as a tactical joker ride. There really has been a difference in class, a difference in speed, and a difference in track craft here between Poland and the rest. And they were the pre-meeting favourites, the World Cup favourites, and they've certainly emphasised that here in Gortsov this afternoon.
And the big question is Nikolai Klint going to make 5 out of 5 from the start?
We'll wait and see. He's made 4 starts out of 4, Nikolai Klint, but he's only managed to win 1 race so far.
But now he's got an inside gate, so hopefully he makes more of it. But he's got Thomas Golov on the outside.
So heat number 25 in a very noisy Edward Janssens Stadium. Nikolai Klint in yellow off the inside for Denmark. Thomas Golov on blue on gate 2. Lucas Drimmel off gate 3 in white. Roman Pavashny for Russia off the outside in red. Golov will try and become the 4th Polish rider to finish the afternoon on 14 points. Can Klint deny him? Can Drimmel deny him? Can Pavashny do something from the outside? All the Polish supporters are standing on their feet. The perfect finish for them would be 3 more points for Thomas Golov and 68 on the day for this all-conquering Polish team.
Pavashny gave his puller in this one.
Up go the chase. Thomas Golov hasn't quite made the start. Roman Pavashny has from the outside. Mati Zagar calls it again. Nikolai Klint hugs the inside. And now the crowd will get to see Thomas Golov try and battle his way through from second to first. Pavashny holds the inside. Here comes Golov with all the speed up the home straight. Not quite enough to get past Pavashny this time, but he dives from the inside. What a fantastic move by Golov. And then he's got the speed to pull away down the back straight. Brilliant riding by Thomas Golov.
Brilliant move from Golov. Just another show how he performs on a track like this. He's just going for it.
Golov away for Poland. Pavashny tries the inside. Golov's going around the boards. Klint's in third for Denmark and Drimmel at the back for the Czech Republic. Thomas Golov putting on a show. The Polish supporters waving their flags and their scarves, standing up to applaud their hero. It's been a dominant performance by Poland in Gortsov, and Thomas Golov has led from the front. Brilliant move to get away from Roman Pavashny. Golov around the final bend. Another win for Poland. An absolute annihilation for the rest by the Poles. And Golov celebrates the victory in event number 1 in the Speedway World Cup with a wheelie. Poland have been magnificent in Gortsov, and the other 3 nations just didn't have an answer.
Golov wins in his style, what can you say? You know, Pavashny made a start, but Golov tricked him out. And it's a typical Golov move around Gortsov, so he's just done it again.
All smiles on the face of the Polish team, on the face of the Polish supporters, and there's the celebration from the man in Polish Speedway, Tomasz Golob.
Have some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Golob comes around to celebrate. They've thoroughly enjoyed their afternoon Speedway here in Gorzów. Here's another donut from the man that leads the Grand Prix standings at the halfway stage, from the talisman of Polish Speedway, and from the man that won the World Cup for Poland with that fantastic victory of Lee Adams in Heat 25 a year ago. Here's the result of the final heat. Tomasz Golob with a win, Roman Poważny in second, Nikolai Klint third, and nothing for Lukas Drimmel in the Czech Republic. The final scores then here in Gorzów today. Poland have 68. Denmark 45. There we go, Denmark 68, Russia, Poland 68, Denmark 45, Russia 29, and 8 for the Czech Republic. And it's been a fantastic afternoon for this Polish team, who Mati Zegar look like they're going to be very strong favourites on Saturday.
Exactly, they're making good starts and they're really good speed, and on the form that Golob is and Hampo and Rune and Kolodze, I think there's going to be some stopping to make.
Here we go. Golob didn't make the start, did he? But that didn't bother him.
Exactly, he just kept it calm. You know, Poważny, he has a good speed before, but I think he's stuck on the inside too much. Golob normally just went out.
Watch this move here.
Sees the big gap on the inside, then Poważny left and just goes in. And then he makes a smart move because Golob blocks it to stop Poważny coming underneath him again. So that's a good move. Just see some Golob styling it, and obviously, clipping the fence over there to get a bit of extra drive to moving forward.
Well, it's been fantastic to watch today. Didn't quite make a maximum, but 4 of the 5 Polish riders scored 14 points today. Yeah, Adrian Mazinski with a meagre 12, which would have made him the top scorer for any other nation here at Gorzów this afternoon. And to finish the meeting on 68 points from 25 races shows just how strong they are.
I think Poland never lost a meeting in Poland on the World Team Cup, did they? And it's just another performance and show how strong they are at home. And luckily, to the fans, sorry.
So here's the result of event number 1, the confirmed final scores. Poland 68, Denmark 45, Russia 31, and the Czech Republic 8. So Poland go through to the World Cup final. They're the winners of event number 1. They're straight through to Voyens on Saturday. Denmark and Russia, who finished 2nd and 3rd today, are through to the race-off in Voyens on Thursday. And there we have event number 2, Finland, Australia, Great Britain and Sweden, which takes place in English time, British time, tomorrow night, but in the morning for our viewers in Australia. That should be another fantastic event as we see the victorious Polish team getting on the back of the truck for the celebratory lap of honour around this Gorzów track. And it's noticeable here that not very many of the supporters have left this arena. They want to celebrate with the Polish team. Let's get down there and get some reaction though from the pits from Steve Brandon.
Roman Poważny, 3rd place on the day, the best you could expect?
Yeah, we expected 3rd place, and it's good enough for us. Without Emil, we just good enough for 3rd place.
You personally have worked hard today, you're still out of breath, but now you must think about the race-off on Thursday.
I just happy from today, happy for 3rd place. I made great start on the last heat, and tomorrow we're gonna think about.
Thank you very much. Well done today.
Thank you. Pozdrawiam wszystkich kibicy.
That's Roman Poważny from Russia. 8 points for him today. Russia made the final last year, but they really missed Emil Sayfutdinov this afternoon. Let's get back down to the pits and Steve Brandon.
Hans Andersen, everyone said the Polish team would be very strong here. They were.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything. They were so good. Gratuluję Polska. They were very good, you know. If we couldn't take points off, no one could. It was very difficult. But I think, all in all, we had a good meeting. The Danish team, everyone in the team rode well. So we can take a lot from this meeting.
We mentioned before you're now going to the race-off. What does the team do between now and Thursday?
just trying to get our heads together and get focused for this race-off, because that's going to be very, very difficult. We've seen what the Russians did last year in Voyens Day 1 there, and it's going to be very tough because there's going to be two very good teams more in it. So every point is going to be vital, and it's going to be a good meeting, but we intend to win it.
You'll have the little advantage of added home support. That seems to help teams.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's always great to ride in front of your own fans, and like you said, it helps us a bit and puts even more pressure on us. So we got to deliver.
Well done. We'll see you Thursday.
Thank you.
Nobody's won the Speedway World Cup more times than Denmark. 13 times they've won it. The next two races, the next two meetings that they'll compete in are in their own country in Voyens. We'll see if it has a similar impact on them that riding in Poland had on this Polish team today. Led superbly well by Tomasz Golob. 68 points they managed to accumulate here in Gortsov. They've laid down a marker. They're the defending world champions, and they've showed everybody here today, and the rest of the Speedway world, the four nations ready to compete at King's Lynn tomorrow, that they're certainly going to be the team to beat. Now let's get some Polish reaction with Steve Brandon in the pits.
Tomasz Golob, a great performance from the Polish team today.
We're very happy. I'm very happy to gain all team in the good work in the race, and 68 points is too many. A big difference, maybe 23 points. I think the same result in Voyens is not problem the world champion.
And 19 heat wins today. Very impressive racing, because not always from the start.
Yes, 19 heats in the win in a good form, and Polish guys. I think the same form in the Voyens is not problem the race. Dziękujemy wam za kibicowanie, byliście wspaniali. Trzymajcie kciuki za nas Voyens. Postaramy się zrobić wam wszystkim prezent, wszystkim Polakom, i postaramy się, żeby przywieźć złoto do kraju.
Just one last question now, Thomas. You all have a week off now. What do you do between now and Saturday's final?
And to get a cooperation last 5 days, I think, and it's not race in the home. They challenge the Voyens all together team, and they're more working in every day together, and a good result in Voyens.
Congratulations today. We'll see you on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. Do zobaczenia. Dziękuję.
We'll see them on Saturday, see them in the Speedway World Cup Final 2010 in Voyens, and if they ride anything like they did today in Denmark on Saturday, they're going to take some stopping, Matti Zagar.
I think the oppositions are only hoping that they won't be in a form like this, and I think different track and different teams is going to help to make it more even, I think. So for sure it's going to be exciting tomorrow evening, and Thursday race-off, and the final, it should be just great. So we're going to see who's going to be in the final, but Poland, for sure, as it looks today, looks a very strong competitor for winning this one.
I think we know that Jarek Hampel, Rune Holter and Tomasz Golob will all go well at Voyens. Maybe the question marks are over Adrian Madzinski and Janusz Kolodze, but they've shown enough today, 26 points between them, to indicate that they're going to be big players there as well. Denmark have got to raise their game as well, haven't they now?
I think that's true. The question mark would be if some of those guys would struggle today, like get under double figures, but everybody have done their part. You know, if you drop a few points, it's not a big deal. If it's about consistency, and in the end, everybody's got to gain points to get the top spot.
Well, out come the victorious Polish 5 on the back of the truck to celebrate inside this Edward Jansash Stadium here in Gortsov. Not too many of the Polish supporters have left. Around 11,000 were packed in for heat number 1. 1 or 2 have gone, 1 or 2 empty yellow seats, but the vast majority have stayed behind to celebrate an emphatic victory for Poland. And Steve Brandon's kind of summed it up when he said they're 19 heat winners out of 25 for Poland. When you think that the likes of Bier and Anderson are current Grand Prix riders, Iversen and Pedersen have been in the Grand Prix before, Nikolai Klint is a great prospect and a younger rider. But if you look at the demolition job that this Polish team has done on the opposition today, they've flexed their muscles, they've showed everybody just how hard they're going to be to beat in Voyens. And it's going to take one heck of a performance from someone to take this Speedway World Cup Championship away from them. They've won it 3 times in the current format. They're the defending champions. It took them until the last heat to beat Australia 12 months ago when Tomasz Golob beat Lee Adams in Leszno. And there is Golob, the man they'll pin their hopes on again in Voyens, the man who will lead from the front but this time he's got the likes of Hampel and Holter in fantastic form to back him up.
Exactly, you need persons or riders to back you up. You know, one team leader is not enough. It's 5 riders that needs to perform, and it's all about the team performance. And if that ain't working, and if they got no team spirit, believe me, they will get no success. Over here tonight is a pure example of how it should be done, and other teams can learn from that.
Well, the Polish supporters all stand and celebrate and clap their hands and cheer their heroes because they've really enjoyed what they've seen here today. It's not been particularly good viewing for Danish supporters and Russian supporters, and particularly supporters from the Czech Republic. But if you're a Polish Speedway fan, you're delighted with what you've seen today, and you are extremely optimistic about what you can potentially do at Wojens in the World Cup final on Saturday. Poland are straight through. Denmark and Russia will perform in the race-off at Wojens on Thursday night. The winners of tomorrow night's event at King's Lynn will go straight through. Great Britain, Sweden, Australia and Finland. And the team that finishes second and third will join the Russians and the Danes in what's always a very competitive meeting, the Speedway World Cup race-off, which this year is in Wojens on Thursday. A smile on the face of Thomas Golob and Rune Holter. There's Marek Cieslak, the team manager, who's had to do very little apart from fill in a programme today as the Polish riders get on the podium to celebrate the victory, and they will celebrate it with the Polish national anthem. The Polish scarf lifted above the head by Thomas Golob and Rune Holter. And to the winners go the spoils, the customary flowers for the reigning world champions. Now, the Mayor of Gorzów is among the presentation party. The chairman of Stal Gorzów, the team that ride here in the Polish Extraliga, is up there as well. And Thomas Golob is front and centre, the superstar of Polish Speedway. And there you can see what it means to the Polish supporters who are crammed inside this Edward Jansash Stadium here in Gorzów for event number 1. The Polish team all bow as one to the fans on the far side of the stadium, then they will turn and do the same to this side. And they seem an extremely together bunch, an extremely confident bunch, and a team that's going to take all the stopping in Wojens next Saturday. You can almost feel the togetherness within that Polish team. They're a very together unit. They've all thoroughly enjoyed today. They're enjoying the spraying of the champagne. They are the epitome of a team, aren't they?
It's always when you're winning, everything plays good, you know, and when you're losing, that's where the hardest part is. When you're winning, everything plays good, and everybody's got a reason to be happy, and obviously there's nothing better than a bit of a champagne shower in the end and to get in your face and in your body.
So what will they do now? They don't race again until next Saturday. They've got the World Cup final. What do they do between now and then?
Man, I don't know. I'm not in the Polish team, so I don't really know. But probably they won't sleep, mate, so they're going to be on fire and have some practice or something. But of course, it's time for celebration tonight for them, and they deserve it.
I think there'll be quite a celebration here in Gorzów tonight as Marek Cieslak gets his cap removed and the champagne poured on him. Matti Zagar, thanks for your company here today. We wish you well in your rehabilitation from your damaged wrist.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you back on track very soon. Thanks for your expert analysis this afternoon.
It was a pleasure. And hopefully see you back in Austin one day.
There we see the victorious Polish team here in Gorzów, celebrating their fine victory here in event number 1 of the Speedway World Cup. And this is how the day unfolded. All the Polish supporters packed into the stadium. Thomas Golob was the man they'd all come to see, the track record holder here at the Edward Jansash Stadium. It was Denmark who got off to the best start with Kenneth Bier, but they couldn't maintain it. Hearts were in their mouths very early in the meeting when Golob and Anderson collided in heat number 3. But the Polish superstar was unhurt on that occasion and was able to lead from the front. There we see Golob with his spill into the safety fence. She can smile now, but she was worried at the time. Denmark tried as they could, but Poland were always too quick and always too sharp. And even if they didn't make the gate, they found the ability to fire back and get the heat victories. 19 heat wins for Poland today, and despite Golob at times looking a bit pensive in the pits, they'd always got the confidence and always got the speed to be the main players here in Gorzów today. Artem Leguta offered 1 or 2 bright moments for the Russian team with a couple of victories, and Golob was having a look at that arm from time to time after the early spill. And there we see Golob laying down the marker after another scintillating burst around the boards. All 3 nations apart from Poland played the joker, but it never really paid off. There we see Jan Stegman, the Danish team manager, hoping for more from Kenneth Bier. And there we see what was potentially an awful crash involving Dennis Gitzer-Tulin and Lucas Drimmel. And had it not been for the alert control of the bike from Lucas Drimmel, it could have been a very serious coming together. But Gitzer-Tulin was able to fight another day and able to get back on track. But it was all about Poland, it was all about Golob, it was all about Hampel, and it was all about Holter. The 3 Grand Prix riders really performed today. 14 points apiece, 19 heat winners for Poland. We now turn our attention to King's Lynn and event number 2. It takes place tomorrow. Great Britain, Australia, Sweden and Finland will do battle. Russia and Denmark are through to the race-off. The defending world champions are straight through to Voyance.